still a few hours away, and it certainly feels like midsummer here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Hot and steamy, the temperature heading to the high 80s as number 8 Notre Dame is here to take on the 2-1 Demon Deacons. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough, along with Todd Blackledge, joined in a moment by Holly Rowe. Delighted to have you with us. Todd, when we visited with Brian Kelly last night, the Notre Dame coach said, maybe I'm crazy making a quarterback change, replacing Brandon Wimbush, who's 12-3 as a starter, but they want more from a passing game that has struggled.
Yeah, I'm not sure about crazy, but he's certainly gutsy, because not only is Wimbush a winner and a leader, he's also their best runner when he's on the field. But he has to do it. It's the right time. He loves his defense. They're starting to run the ball better, like you would expect Notre Dame, but their passing game, they need more productivity, and he's hoping that Ian Book can be a distributor of the football, get the ball in the hands of his playmakers at time and in position when they can do something with the football.
And that has not been happening. Notre Dame has not scored more than 24 points in a game this year. Here come the Demon Deacons onto the field. They were led out by John Wolford, their 4-year starting quarterback who played against Notre Dame 1 year ago. Notre Dame and Wake Forest, the Irish, the highest-ranked non-conference foe ever to come to Winston-Salem.
Come on, Carol! Hawaii, nice!
Yeah, I'm excited. Finally earned enough rewards points.
So jealous.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that shave ice.
What's shave ice?
It's like a Hawaiian snow cone.
Why not just say snow cone?
I don't know, they call it shave ice.
You fly to Hawaii for this.
I don't go there for the ice.
You saved up your reward points for ice. That's a lot of ice.
Okay.
Go Rewards credit card from Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get it. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Ooh, Brad, check it out. There's a variety of packages, so we can take care of any additions you want to do up here.
This could be a song about home insurance.
All right, I'll try that.
Wait, maybe it's about auto insurance.
With Nationwide, you can save up to 20% by bundling your home and auto insurance.
Bundling home and auto. 2 songs in one. What do you call that, a crossover?
No, it's more of a mashup.
Yeah, mashup. You see, that's why we're a great band.
We're not a band.
Yes, we are. We are a band. I am in a band.
America's critics agree. The tear-jerking, smartly cast, emotional, top-notch new series is A Million Little Things. A new drama, Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
There's a lot to smile about in every Volkswagen. Hurry in and get a value-packed 2018 Tiguan S promotion for just $219 a month. Now with the People First warranty.
You could follow summer around the world. Make every night girls' night. Thank Dad for all he's done. The Powerball jackpot is over $150 million. How would you spend all that time?
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store.
Save up to $35.30 on Rogue or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
You could follow summer around the world. Make every night girls' night. Thank Dad for all he's done. The Powerball jackpot is over $150 million. How would you spend all that time?
Get the all-new ABC 7 News app today.
Back in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the Fighting Irish Wimbush of Notre Dame at 3-0 received the opening kickoff. They won the toss, elected to receive, and put the new starting quarterback Ian Book right out there. Darren Ford kicks off. And Michael Young, a couple yards deep, takes a knee. Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, Brian Kelly said our defense is good enough to win every single game, but he felt like he needed to make a change at quarterback, and he said, I wasn't willing to lose a game before we made that decision. He said Ian Book operates with much more of a sense of urgency, and that filters through the team. He said when he told Brandon Wimbush, he said that is an unbelievable young man. Of course, he was upset, but that he understood, and he wants that sense of urgency. The entire team said that was the theme for this week, and now Ian Book, he had a sense of urgency in pregame, guys. He's already sweated through his whole uniform. He's ready to rock.
Wimbush, the better runner, certainly, but Book, the more reliable passer, and plays just like that, Todd. The simple plays where guys don't have to make an acrobatic catch. Chip Long, the coordinator, called it the catch of the day, so they can take advantage of the run after the catch.
It's a combination of timing and accuracy, and I went back and watched the North Carolina game last year where Ian Book started for an injured Wimbush, and that was the first thing I saw. Much more comfortable as a passer.
That was a Mack, the 12-yard gain, and now it's Tony Jones off the big week last week in their win against Vanderbilt. His first career 100-yard game. Carlos Basham made the tackle for Wake.
Notre Dame has some big physical receivers. The best is Boykin, number 81. He's on the top of the screen to the outside.
Some trickery, and they wanted to throw it deep. No one was open deep, so it's the check down to Tony Jones. And he spins ahead to the 40-yard line. Good defense by Wake Forest, which gave up a lot of big plays last Thursday night in the loss here to Boston College.
5 touchdown passes to Boston College last week. They were all long passes, and a lot of them were breakdowns in discipline and eye discipline. That's a very encouraging sign for the Wake Forest secondary on the first deep pass attempt of the game.
3rd down and 7 out of the gun. Ian Book, Far Armstrong came in at a running back. Good pass on target. There is a flag down. It's a first down to midfield to the 49-yard line of Wake Forest if it stands. Wayne Height, the referee.
It's an ineligible man downfield. I think it's the left guard, Alex Bars, got a little confused. This was a pass play, but Alex Bars was moving downfield as if it was a run. He's one of their real leaders up front, but a little miscommunication up front on that play.
So it wipes out the first down. But Todd, already you see why they made the change at quarterback. Those are the passes that Book completes reliably. Wimbush not dependable from an accuracy standpoint. And Book can run too. Brian Kelly said he's a good athlete. He can hurt you with his feet. Nowhere to go. Out of bounds at the 36, and Notre Dame will punt. DJ Taylor chased him out after Basham flushed him from the pocket.
The happiest guy in this stadium right now is Jay Salvell, the defensive coordinator for Wake Forest, because that was a very encouraging possession to stay disciplined on defense and force the quarterback to either dump it off or run the football on those 3rd down plays.
Tyler Newsome, off his historic day last week against Vanderbilt, had 3 punts of more than 60 yards, set the Notre Dame single-game average 59.5. And that's one way to negate the threat by Dortch, who's already brought 2 punts back for touchdowns this year. Force a fair catch. 43-yard punt. Sam Hartman, the true freshman, will lead Wake Forest when we come back.
Who would have thought? Who would have guessed? An energy company helping cars emit less. Making cars lighter. It's a good place to start. Advanced oils for those hard-working parts. Fuels that go further so drivers pump less. Improving efficiency is what we do best. Energy lives here.
Lemonade. I'll take a cup. I got this, kids. 1 cup of lemonade. Thanks. Time to pack up. Let's go, kids. Thank you.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Get every live game every Sunday at no extra charge when you switch to DirecTV. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
We're going to see if people can guess where these crispy chicken tenders are from.
That's a great chicken tender.
Do you think it's from Burger King?
No.
But it is from Burger King.
Wow, I thought they were known for burgers. That's very good.
Introducing juicy white meat crispy chicken tenders. Only at Burger King.
The SUV with the heart of a Jaguar. Experience the F-Pace for yourself at your Jaguar retailer.
You're in the business of helping people. We're in the business of helping you. Business funding to help make a difference. Another way we have your back. The powerful backing of American Express. Don't do business without it.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, we can't.
But Julia,
We're rivals.
I can love you and still hate your overrated school.
We have two different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it. But we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Yes! Into your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
I'm Dr. Sean Murphy. I have autism.
I don't view that as a weakness.
He sticks to his gut, fights what he thinks is right. Good Doctor premieres Monday after Dancing with the Stars on ABC.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Of course, Notre Dame plays in the ACC and many other sports. Part of their agreement with the ACC, they play 5 ACC football teams a year. They're non-conference games. This one of them. And here's Sam Hartman, the true freshman, 19 years old, from Charlotte, North Carolina, about an hour and a half from here. He'll lead a very up-tempo Wake Forest offense. They'll go about as fast as anybody in the country, trying to go deep on the first play of the game to Alex Bachman.
Dave Clawson told me before the game, he looked around, he kind of said, man, it's hot. We are going to try to run as many plays as we can. Now, the key to that is you got to make some first downs, and that first down is most critical.
Hartman swings it out wide to the near side. And an excellent rally to the ball. Greg Dortch dropped immediately by Jalen Elliott. And they are very good friends, both Elliott and Dortch, from Richmond, Virginia. They keep in regular contact, work out together in the summers. You'll see a lot of each other today. Hartman under duress. Throws it away in the general direction of Bachman. They want to go fast, and that is a very fast 3 and out.
Yeah, 3 and outs are not what you want when you want to play the way they play. They ran 105 plays last week in their win, or their loss to Boston College. They're averaging over 30 first downs a game, but this is the best defense that they have faced all season in Notre Dame. A very sturdy and disciplined group.
Dom Maggio, an excellent punter. Coach Clawson thinks he's the best in the ACC. Excellent punters on each team here today. Chris Fink back for Notre Dame at his own 40.
Almost missed that.
Yeah, and a fair catch made at the 46. Coach Clawson revisiting his opinion. Top 20 matchup tonight between number 7 Stanford, number 20 Oregon in Eugene. The atmosphere already electric. The game day there this morning. Cardinal head coach David Shaw does expect the Heisman hopeful Bryce Love to be back. It's a huge Pac-12 North matchup. Don't miss it on ABC at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight.
One of the things Notre Dame likes to do, they like to throw a lot of quick screens, receiver screens, and use those big guys to block.
Ian Book, the quick set, the quick pass, very accurate again, and a short gainer to the 49-yard line of Wake Forest, Chase Claypool.
Notre Dame is kind of a tempo offense themselves. And try to not substitute, make it hard to line up.
Chip Long, the play caller, 35-year-old offensive coordinator. A lot of running room around the corner. And Tony Jones chopped down at the 35-yard line by Cameron Glenn, 14-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice job really just closing in that side of the field. Mack, the tight end, with a nice block on the edge, and That's going to be a challenge now for Wake Forest, as they've got to maintain leverage in the running game against Notre Dame.
Second career start for Book. He started and won at North Carolina last year when Wimbush was injured. His receiver fell down, and it's an incomplete pass, trying for Chris Fink.
One of the things Dave Clawson said, a key for their game, they cannot give up explosive pass plays over their head. They were really victimized by that last week against Boston College. We'll see more deeper zone coverage. They're going to concede some underneath throws and maybe some runs, but try not to give up the easy score.
Out of the pistol now. The handoff to Jones again. Redshirt sophomore out of St. Petersburg. Willie Yarberry made the tackle for Wake Forest. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Notre Dame.
I mentioned the absence of Brandon Wimbush. Even though Ian Book is a better passer in situations like this, Wimbush's skills and abilities as a runner to either extend plays or to take off on quarterback design runs is something they're without now. Book's a good runner, but not the same kind of runner as Wimbush.
They've used Book situationally here at the start of the year off the bench. It'll be interesting to see if they do that with Wimbush today. The throw broken up on target, but batted down on a good defensive play. Justin Sternad, an outside linebacker, one of the leaders of the defense, broke it up.
Yeah, Sternad is right here in the middle. He's reading the quarterback. He's going to see this quick slant. He makes a break on the football and gets there just as the ball gets there. Nice play again on 3rd down.
They're going to go for it, it seems, on 4th down. Be about a 50-yard field goal here. Very little breeze on this hot day. And they are going for it. Book with plenty of time. Has a man open. And it was on target a little bit behind Chris Fink, but there was some defensive traffic. Certainly thrown where he could have caught it, and Fink did not.
Catchable, but it was behind him. I actually think he could have run. Watch all the room to his right. If he takes off right now and picks up a block by his tight end, I think he runs easily for the 1st down. But the ball was thrown behind, still catchable.
Yeah, you got to catch that.
I think he should have ran. I think if he runs, he picks up the 1st down. As it turns out, Wake Forest with a new set of downs.
Coach Kelly thinks it should have been caught as well. So here's Sam Hartman. He handed it off to Matt Colburn. They have 2 experienced running backs, Colburn and Cade Carney, who each went for 100+ against Boston College last Thursday night.
You'll see the quarterback Hartman do that a lot. He'll hand off and he'll just kind of fake like he's throwing it, because that's part of their RPO package. He'll throw slants off of that same run action throughout the game.
And he's an adept runner. Ahead to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Kurt Heinisch the stop.
Pretty interesting story. He's an early enrollee, enrolled in January. Saw an opening at the quarterback position and really took advantage of it.
Short set on target. 1st down. 1st of the game for the Demon Deacons. 1st catch of the day. And already the 29th of the season in his 4th game for Greg Dortch.
Very quick and explosive athlete. He's not very big, 170 pounds. And he told us yesterday he actually gained 10 pounds from last year. But he can be electric.
His 2nd catch of the game, pardon me, for 30 catches for the year. From midfield. Straight ahead, here's Cade Carney. Tough inside runner. He's out of Davidson Day in Charlotte, a school that Sam Hartman attended. They both played for Chad Greer, outstanding coach, the dad of Will Greer, the great quarterback at West Virginia. Coach Greer moved on to Oceanside Collegiate Academy in South Carolina last year. Sam Hartman went with him for his final year in high school. He avoided a sack, got a couple more. Here comes 3rd down and 2. Drew Tranquil to tackle.
This is a good matchup for Wake Forest, because they feel like their offensive line, even though they lost their starting left tackles, a position of strength, and this front of Notre Dame is solid.
Carney the 1st down and much more. Down to the 35-yard line. Another tackle for Drew Tranquil, and we'll call his name a lot today.
The quarterback did a great job of holding the defensive end and allowing Carney to get to the outside off his fake.
Here's the tempo at which they want to go. Here's pressure on Hartman, and he got it off and did very well to do so. Surrounded by Notre Dame rushers, he threw it away in the direction of Alex Bachman.
Good pressure by Notre Dame. He did not get out of the tackle box, but there was a receiver in the area, so he threw it in the correct place. And as you say, did a great job, a courageous job of getting rid of the football.
He's tough. They list him at 190, and that's probably generous, probably closer to 185. Cade Carney upended after he got across the line to make. Julian Love, the tackle. First down, Wake Forest, 24-yard line.
Watch from the left of your screen, the wide receiver, Sage Surratt, number 14, is going to come in and get a block on the safety. That opens up the edge, and they pick up the first down.
Carney again. Grew up just down the street in Advanced, North Carolina, coming to Wake Forest games, dreaming of playing here. His dad owns a construction company that's done a lot of work on the campus. Carney's been a part of that in the summertime, driving some dump trucks to help build some sidewalks on the beautiful campus. He was leading the way for Hartman, who got swung back to the 25-yard line by Julian Okwara.
Yeah, Okwara was coming on an inside stunt, and he just kind of ran right into the play. They weren't anticipating him being in that gap, but the stunt took him right to the quarterback for a nice play.
He's from Charlotte, about an hour and a half away. Hartman, room up the middle, and now this will be interesting. They have a freshman field goal kicker. He's been solid, but they've all been from close range, and this is about the extent of where Dave Clawson said they might try one. They went for it on 4th down 7 times last week against Boston College.
I think the thought here is, hey, we just put a pretty good drive together.
The kicker's not on the field. They'd be surprised they're trying this.
They do need a kicker.
And they still have 18 on the play clock, but you saw Nick Skibo over practicing on the net. Time for one quick breath. 37-yard attempt. He's 6 out of 7. But his longest make has been 35 yards. And he hooked it off the upright. Well, there's no excuse for the kicker not to be ready in that situation. And Dave Clawson is over wondering what he was doing.
You only get a handful of opportunities in a game. Only a couple chances to get a sweat and have to take a shower after the game. His first one, doinked it off the left upright.
SUV with the heart of a Jaguar. Experience the F-Pace for yourself at your Jaguar retailer.
It all started at one family night in Dumfries, Virginia. Family night is for everybody. It's a time for families to do crafts together.
The kids just love going to Chick-fil-A for dinner. Being the single mom and getting everybody ready, it was tough. We would get there a little bit late, like on the tail end of it. Helen saw that I was having trouble getting them to Chick-fil-A for the family night on time and actually got it extended another hour. Noticing things like that, I never really told her how much she affected me, but she did. Love you.
Peekaboo, where's my favorite 1, 2? That's math for 12. Hey, who's this guy?
I'm Aaron's agent.
Oh, you're not his agent. Gabriel is his agent. Aaron.
He's my State Farm agent. We just combined his home and auto insurance.
Yeah, well, that's not possible because Aaron doesn't do combines without me.
I do, and they save me money.
Well, I was not expecting to get an arch rival today, but here we are.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Nah, flat top. Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar. Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke. Only with a Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
College football on ABC is presented by Walmart. Discover more ways to shop at Walmart today. And in part by Jaguar, the art of performance.
Wake Forest, the smallest Power 5 school, fewer than 5,000 undergraduates. We saw some notable alumni athletically. Wide variety of sports. After the missed field goal, here's Ian Book weaving his way across the 30 with a first down. Well, it's time for our unexpected outcome, brought to you by ExxonMobil. And there's the field goal team on the field. The holder, Dom Maggio, wondering where Nick Skiba is. It was an unexpected outcome, at least for the kicker.
Yeah. Fourth down. In that part of the field, you should expect to go onto the field.
Well, demonstrates that he can run. Here's a fumble on a big hit. Wake Forest has recovered, and they'll set up shop as Ryan Smenda brought it back inside the 15-yard line. Nasir Greer with the big hit to knock the football out.
Nasir Greer is going to get a lot more action tonight at strong safety. Big hit on the reverse. Pretty good looking play to start off for Notre Dame, but a huge turnover.
Michael Young, a freshman. They're trying to take advantage of his speed. Sophomore from St. Rose, Louisiana.
Wake Forest, one of the problems for them this year has been they've not been good in the turnover margin. They've had 7 turnovers in 3 games. They only had 13 all of last year. So to get one early by their defense, they got to capitalize. They missed their last opportunity to score. Now they're in scoring territory again. This is a Notre Dame team that has outscored their opponents 31-3 in the first quarter. So to get points on this team early in the first quarter is a huge momentum opportunity for Wake Forest.
Michael Young, who fumbled, the injured player. And he's walking off under his own power. But Brian Kelly's team, as you said, has started quickly in all 3 games against Michigan, Ball State, and Vanderbilt, but then really hit the brakes. They have not trailed this season. They've taken the lead in every game, and they've never been tied once they've taken that lead after the first score of the game.
Scotty Washington, their biggest receiver. He's been out for the first 3 games. Big target in the red zone.
Hartman in trouble. Did well to get back across the line of scrimmage, but they don't want him taking hits like that. Not a big guy. He was relatively unscathed against Tulane and Towson in those wins, but BC knocked him around a bit, and this is a physical Notre Dame defense.
Notre Dame's defense has not allowed big runs. They've only kept every opponent under 17 points, but they're threatened right now.
Pump fake, and Hartman throws it too far in front of his intended receiver. Looking for Brandon Chapman, a tight end. And on the sideline, I am guessing that Nick Skiba is aware that there might be a field goal attempt coming up.
Well, this would be a heck of a stand for the Notre Dame defense. Short field after the turnover by your offense. 2 plays and nothing.
Hartman, plenty of time. Throwing to the corner of the end zone, and a diving attempt made by Greg Dortch. And Skiba coming onto the field in a timely fashion.
He had Dortch. Dortch had a little bit of separation on that corner route and just overthrown by Hartman. And he'll have to settle for the 3-point attempt.
He missed a chippy, his first career kick against Tulane. Under 25 yards. Made 6 in a row, all of them short before the miss a moment ago. This one's a 30-yarder. Almost dead center. And that one is good. So Notre Dame trails for the first time this season in the first road game of the year for the Fighting Irish.
Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. Now when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
Are you a college football fan? Come check us out. Show me college football. It's never been easier to watch ESPN3 games right here on Xfinity X1.
Now you can watch hundreds of live college football games from conferences across the country with ESPN3 on Xfinity X1.
This thing's awesome. Can I order lunch?
Introducing ESPN3 on Xfinity X1.
As an allergy sufferer, you're wired differently. Nasacort is different too. Unlike antihistamines, it targets more of the allergic inflammation that causes your congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms for 24-hour relief. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
SUV with the heart of a Jaguar. Experience the F-Pace for yourself at your Jaguar retailer.
Everybody's laughing.
So worth it.
Single Parents, a new comedy ABC Wednesday.
This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, Allstate. Wake Forest is a participating university, so they'll have a contribution to the general scholarship fund of this terrific academic institution. 23rd year in a row, they're ranked in the top 30 among the best universities in the country in the new U.S. News rankings. Here's Darren Ford to kick off. Graduate transfer from Hope College, where Harrison Blackledge was a basketball player. Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, Brandon Wimbush is 12-3 as a starter for Notre Dame, and Brian Kelly realized he was taking his best runner off the field today, but he did tell me before the game that he expected to play both quarterbacks. Wimbush is here on the sidelines with his headset on, very engaged with the play calling and what's going on the field. They just felt like they had too many talented people that they needed to get the ball in their hands, and that's why we're seeing Ian Book. But Wimbush still very active here on the sideline.
Yeah, I would think if this is a close ball game, particularly in the red zone, Holly, that's where we might see Wimbush and his ability as a dual threat guy.
Likely to be a close game. Notre Dame's played in 3 close ones. Avery Davis, another young player, redshirt freshman. They're trying to get more involved, just his 5th carry of the year, and Willie Yarbury stopped it.
So far, we have seen a much better looking Wake Forest defense than a week ago against Boston College. They got kind of shredded by the Eagles here in this stadium.
Very good Boston College team that's undefeated. Avery Davis again. Isak Bassey, the best cornerback on the Wake Forest team, made the play.
So far, Notre Dame is 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. Again, it's been good discipline by this Wake Forest secondary, forcing underneath throws or quarterback runs and not letting the ball get over the top of their heads.
LaFar Armstrong, the running back, on the left hip of Ian Book. He's 4 for 7 passing in his first start of the year. He's on target for a first down. That was a Mack. He's another player they felt like if the passes were accurate, he'd be able to use his athleticism.
He's a good-looking receiver, can get down the field vertically. And when I watched Book last year against North Carolina, that's what stood out. The short intermediate throws, he's on time and he's accurate.
He had big numbers in that game at Chapel Hill, but it was a rainy day, and they did score 33 points. Alize Mack, another catch, a 9-yard gain. And Book got a lot of playing time in their bowl win, really rallied Notre Dame to beat LSU on a late, long touchdown pass to Miles Boykin. He's experienced and poised. Brian Kelly compared him to Trace McSorley, the Penn State quarterback. That's a compliment. Receiver open, and it's a first down Irish 30-yard line. Alize Mack again. He got belted by Nasir Greer and was a little slow to get up.
Watch the safety blitz. That voided that area in the middle of the field down the seam, and it was a good, quick read by Ian Book.
Well, they hope Mack would be more involved with Book as the quarterback. He had 6 catches all year. He's had 4 already in the first quarter today. Here's Jafar Armstrong with great speed. Touchdown. '30-yard run. Notre Dame did not trail for the first time this year for very long.
Blitz in this gap. The run's going to go in that gap, and there's a big opening. If you bring a linebacker, you better close that other gap off. And Jafar Armstrong shows his niftiness once he gets to the second level, and a very nice response with the touchdown drive by Notre Dame.
And Justin Yoon, senior kicker, Nashville, Tennessee, attended Milton Academy just outside Boston. He has become the second all-time leading scorer at Notre Dame, behind only Alan Pinkett. Now with 298 career points for Yoon after that extra point. Jafar Armstrong from 30 yards out. Book was 4 for 4 on the touchdown drive.
He could possibly do.
He likes cold things.
Oh, wow, you got all this stuff from IKEA? What do you, like, not let your kids in
Oh,
here?
no, they moved in here. Here, this is where I hide all the cords and the remotes and those clack, 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 clack things. And oh, and we have an entire comic book store. And I managed to wedge a candle in there.
Oh, I see. So this is your new bed.
Let's just say it fits me perfectly.
It also fits the entire neighborhood when they show up unannounced. In a good way. Kind of.
What's your dream? At IKEA, we help you live it. Make the dream yours.
An education teaches us who we are in the world. It teaches us what we can do and what we hope to become. But most importantly, it teaches us where we belong.
We keep on marching, and we won't back down.
Friends, you can stream college football all season long on ESPN Plus. Start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com. Jafar Armstrong, redshirt freshman, his 4th touchdown of the season in the 4th game of his Irish career. Donovan Dorr will kick off. It's a good one. And Dortch about 4 yards deep. Won't try it. Here's Cassidy Hubbard back in the studio.
Thanks, Sean. Now let's take a look at a performance above, brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Number 2, Georgia taking on Missouri. Bulldogs up 7 until Larry Roundtree goes up the middle, 7-yard touchdown run to tie things up at 7. This game is over on ESPN. Sean, Todd, Holly, back to you.
Georgia won their first big road challenge in Columbia, South Carolina a couple weeks ago, facing an explosive Missouri offense. Quarterback Drew Lock, many think, is one of the top NFL prospects in all of college football.
Sam Hartman hands it off inside to Cade Carney. The powerful run to the 29-yard line. And a gain of 4 on first down for Wake Forest. Tavon Coney made the tackle. Be interesting to see if he plays every snap today with Drew Tranquil. They have not come on the field for 1 snap on this Irish defense this year. Cade Carney again outside. Still on his feet. Finally taken down at the 50-yard line.
And you see a missed tackle by Coney. I'm not suggesting it's because of fatigue, because it's relatively early in the ball game. But a nice run by Carney. He's not particularly flashy, but he's effective.
20-yard run, longest allowed by Notre Dame this season. And the pass off the hands of Brandon Chapman along the far sideline.
Hartman was not really able to step into this throw. This is a pass that he had to make. There was pressure. He was throwing it off his back foot, and the ball sailed on him a little bit, but they had a chance for a big play right there.
And Hartman just 2 for 8 passing for 11 yards. They've been in the red zone twice already and have just 3 points. Made a field goal and missed one. Carney ahead for 2, and it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Look for Dortch here.
A blitz from Notre Dame. Hartman. It is Dortch, and it is a first down. Good catch. And Hartman, for a guy who's not that big, has plenty on it. Nick Coleman made the tackle.
Notre Dame went to a man-free coverage. That means single coverage on Dortch. He gets separation, and Hartman puts the ball on him for the first down.
Cade Carney remains the running back. Irish bring a blitz again. Carney picked it up, and they have the man in the flat. It's Chapman again. He had just 2 catches for the season entering today. They're targeting him today. Troy Pride the tackle.
Another nice drive right now for Wake Forest, getting closer to that red zone where they've had some problems this year getting touchdowns.
And an alert from Nick Skiba. You might be called upon, the field goal kicker. To the 31-yard line goes Hartman. Well, Louie Gilman, transfer from Navy, who's really shored up the safety position for Notre Dame in on that tackle. 3rd down and 2, probably 4-down territory. Late pitch and a good catch by Carney. They get the first down with a yard to spare. Tavon Coney to stop.
Nice job by Brandon Chapman, the tight end. He didn't know if he was supposed to come in motion or shift, but he stopped. He was stationary when the ball was snapped, so that play counted.
I think when you go this fast, there can be some confusion. Here's Dortch leading the country in all-purpose yardage. He's down to the 22. They're in field goal range now. Dalen Hayes the tackle.
When you run this fast, you're hoping just to get the defense out of position a little bit. Maybe leave a gap uncovered in your run game.
This is the 27th play of the quarter for Wake Forest. And if Dave Clawson has his way, it won't be the last. There's still time to get another one off. Cade Carney down at the 21-yard line.
I think this is definitely 2-down territory for him.
Hartman kept it. Got back to the line of scrimmage and took another big hit. Dalen Hayes and Jordan Genmark Heath, who's played very little on defense this year, in on the stop. Entertaining first quarter. Irish leading with Demon Deacon 7-3. ABC College Football presented by Walmart will continue after this message and a word from your ABC stations.
Staying at Hampton used to be for college football. Now you drive 300 miles to watch this. Don't get me wrong, you love flag dancing as much as the next guy. All 8 hours of it. But what you really love is your little girl. Yes! Nice! Pop toss. Flag dancing? We've been there. And with free hot breakfast and a warm welcome, we'll be there for you. Book at Hampton.com for a guaranteed discount on your next weekend stay. Hampton by Hilton.
The El Royale, Tahoe's best kept secret.
What's it like?
7 strangers.
You watching me?
I only watch who they tell me to watch.
Who's they?
Management.
7 secrets.
You do know something, don't you?
1 connection.
Howdy. I'm not really a priest.
Bad times at the El Royale. Rated R. October 12th.
Introducing Papa John's Italian Hero Pizza. With a creamy Italian sauce plus 5 toppings and 4 cheeses. It's like an Italian hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com.
The F-Pace, the SUV with the heart of a Jaguar.
Experience the F-Pace for yourself at your Jaguar retailer.
Here we go. Discover. I like your card, but I'm absolutely not paying an annual fee.
Discover has no annual fees.
Really? Yeah.
We just don't believe in them.
Oh, nice. You would not believe how long I've been rehearsing that.
No annual fee on any card, only from Discover.
John killed himself. Perfect John.
How does this happen? Why did he do this?
It makes no sense.
How could he not leave a note? How could I not see it?
The truth is that we don't really know each other. I bet you two don't even know what color my eyes are.
I always say that everything happens for a reason. The challenge in life is to find that reason.
For the record, Gary, your eyes are hazel and they're magnificent.
A Million Little Things, a new drama, Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store.
Save up to $35.30 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Watch Tanya and Terrell weekday mornings on Eyewitness News.
We're back just in time for Nick Skiba's attempt, and it is good from 39 yards out.
It's amazing what happens when you're on the field when you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah. A little time to get himself prepared. He's made 2 field goals. He's 2 for 3 here with just 4 seconds having gone by in the second quarter.
Clausen is very happy to draw within 1, but ultimately they're going to need touchdowns to beat Notre Dame. I think their defense is not going to be able to stifle Notre Dame. They've got to score touchdowns, and that wasn't technically in the red zone, but that's been a problem for them this season so far. They've gotten down there, they've moved the ball, they've made first downs, but they've not scored a lot of touchdowns.
And Brian Kelly said the same thing on the Notre Dame side, where you have to score more touchdowns and kick fewer field goals. I misspoke earlier. They've just been in the red zone once today. Been on the edge of it 2 other times. Wake Forest. So here's Darren Ford. Out of Hope College, 1-year graduate transfer here. The Flying Dutchman. Yes. Your son was a basketball player.
He's an All-American basketball player. Had a great career. It was a perfect fit for him. A lot of fun weekends up at Holland, Michigan.
Michael Young. Whoa! Injured. They were looking at his left arm after he fumbled. Then a moment's hesitation. He got blasted again at the 20.
Ian Book is off to a good start, much like Brian Kelly hoped. 7 for 10. The last drive that led to the touchdown. 4 for 4. A lot of quick throws. Get the ball out quickly, on time, with accuracy. Let your playmakers catch it where they can do something with it. I think so far in this ball game, Ian Book is giving Brian Kelly everything he wanted in the passing game. Short to intermediate routes, he's very accurate, and the ball comes out on time.
4 for 4 in their touchdown drive late in the first quarter. Play fake, and he swung it out wide. Here's Chris Fink, nifty runner with the ball in his hands. He got 9. Here's Holly.
Well, Michael Young had just started coming alive for Notre Dame with 66 yards and 2 receptions, but he has suffered a left arm injury. They don't update injuries for Notre Dame, but I've observed them looking at his left wrist and thumb and putting some ice on that. He went to the locker room briefly.
And back well enough to return the kickoff. Here's Jafar Armstrong. Almost to midfield. He's to the 49-yard line. A couple of big plays by Jafar. That's a 21-yard run.
Beautiful job by the center, Sam Mustipher, leading the way on that play. Got a nice block on the middle linebacker. That hole opened up big.
That offensive line lost 2 players off the team last year who were picked in the top 10 picks of the NFL draft. They were a power football team last season, still searching for an identity this year. Book to Fink for a quality game.
This is a nice recognition by Book. See him look left. He sees the corner blitz, so he just runs away from it and makes the throw to the sideline. He knew there was pressure coming from his left, gave him time to the right, and made a nice throw.
Book given time on target. Here's Fink again. Wiggles down to the 30-yard line.
Again, Wake Forest defense in a bit of a dilemma because last week they were more aggressive, more blitzing, more man coverage, and they gave up big plays down the field. They're trying to play a little softer coverage with 2 safeties, keep everything in front, but Book's not getting greedy.
Book has a man at the 25, and down just short of the first down goes Avery Davis in the arms of Amari Henderson.
He's now 11 for 14 throwing the football, and he hasn't completed anything deep down the field. So he's being a smart quarterback and taking what this Wake Forest defense is giving him.
2nd and 1. Lots of running room for Davis. And a first down inside the 15-yard line, chopped down by Cameron Glenn.
When this guy's on the field, Davis, he's a perimeter threat. You're going to see him running to the outside or them using him in their screen game. He's a different type of runner than Armstrong or Jones.
Book dumps it off in the flat. Alize Mack gets 3 to the 9-yard line. Chuck Wade made the tackle. He was a wide receiver a year ago, and now as a senior playing safety. They had depth at receiver. They were depleted in the defensive backfield.
Yeah, receiver his first 3 years. So even though he's a senior, it's almost like he's a freshman starting over playing defense for the first time.
They've needed him. They've had injuries in the secondary. Without Kobe Davis for the year, would have been one of their best. Book after the fake, lobs it to the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Alize Mack, who was looking for a flag against Justin Sternard.
Pretty well designed and conceived play, just slightly overthrown by Book. You can see maybe the happiest guy on the Notre Dame team for the quarterback change is the tight end Mack, because he has been targeted a lot here in the first half so far.
There's 5 catches already, targeted 7 times. I mentioned earlier, it's 6 catches in the 3 games entering today.
Boykin, guy they got to look for here.
His size on the outside. Book looking in the other direction, and they don't get the first down. They got the completion, and it was Boykin who singled out Todd. And now Brian Kelly with the decision to make on 4th down and a yard at the 3. They're going for it.
Notre Dame has run the ball pretty effectively. I think that's why Brian is confident. He knows what kind of defense he has. So even if they don't convert here, it's a long field for Wake Forest and Sam Hartman. Wake Forest taking a timeout. Maybe want to put some bigger personnel in on this 4th down play.
What about the TV?
Oh, no. With 6 grams of energy-giving protein, there's nothing you and almonds can't do.
Here's a look at this week's AP rankings brought to you by PlayStation. Notre Dame is number 8 in the country. They're one of 34 remaining undefeated teams in FBS football. But of those 34, Todd, they've had the narrowest scoring margin. They've outscored their opponents in the 3 games combined by just 20 points. All 1-score wins, and it looks like they're in for another tough battle today here in Winston-Salem.
Yeah, but I think that offensively, Brian Kelly's getting a little bit more of what he hoped that he would get with this quarterback switch to Ian Book. This 4th down play, obviously, they've been running it pretty well. They've got 86 yards rushing here as we've just started barely into the 2nd quarter. But you also have the opportunity with Book to put him on the move and give him a run-pass option to the wide side of the field. Play action.
They bring a tight end, Brock White, into the backfield as the fullback for Jafar Armstrong. 4th down and 1. It is a pass. It is a touchdown to Brock White.
The interesting thing about this is when Ian Book was the backup quarterback, he's been in the game on these short yardage and goal line plays. So this is right where he's been the first 3 weeks. They bring him in to throw the little play action passes around the goal line, rolls to his left and gets the touchdown throw to the fullback. And a play similar to that last week against Vanderbilt, coming off the bench as a backup, throwing a play action touchdown around the goal line.
Some wondered why isn't Wimbush in there at the goal line with his running skills, but when they throw a pass, a short pass, they want that accuracy, and Book is giving it to them again today. Justin Yoon, the extra point. Book in his first start of the season, second of his career, the redshirt sophomore, 14 out of 18, and now a touchdown pass.
This is the Angel Oak, or simply the tree to locals. Some say the oldest living thing east of the Mississippi. In the last 500 years, it's weathered more than we'll ever know. Floods, lightning, hurricanes. Battered, but never broken. It stands for the resilience within us all. Carolinas, we're humbled by your strength. And we're here to help.
It's Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month. The best time to take home big savings on our full lineup of tech-filled Titan trucks with V8 standard and best-in-class standard horsepower and torque, all backed by America's best truck warranty. Get to Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month and take home big savings. Save up to $10,687, or for a limited time, get a low $279 per month lease on a well-equipped Titan. Hurry, truck month ends soon.
Family Taco Night is a heartburn night you can plan for. But surprise pizza at the office means heartburn you didn't expect. Zantac works when you need it. It relieves or prevents heartburn in as little as 30 minutes and lasts up to 12 hours. Zantac. Eat your way, treat your way.
Wow, the new iPhone really exceeds all expectations.
Yep. And by getting the iPhone with our unlimited plan, you can get the best in entertainment.
TV and movies.
Yep.
Music.
If you want.
That video of you at the office party.
The one where I made out with Santa?
Yes.
Hey, you're supposed to delete that.
Oh no, technically that is also the best in entertainment.
He ghosted me. I'm in the North Pole. Yeah, right.
Upgrade your upgrade. Get the new AT&T Unlimited plan on the amazing new iPhone. More for your thing. That's our thing.
We're more than just $7.99 large two-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Goldbergs have done the biggest blockbusters. And Wednesday, they take on 16 Candles.
No, don't get on the table. She's locking eyes with me. Why?
The Goldberg season premiere, Wednesday on ABC.
A thrill for Brock Wright, his first career touchdown reception. Notre Dame leads 14-6. It's Extra Yard for Teachers Week, week-long celebration of teachers led by the College Football Foundation. www.cfp-foundation.org gets you more information. Learn more about Extra Yard for Teachers Week. See how you can get involved. Jonathan Dorer, the kickoff. Here's Rick Dortch. Well covered by the Irish at the 18. Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, Jerry Tillery of Notre Dame might be the most interesting student in the world. Just this summer alone, he's traveled to Mexico City, Japan, Singapore. He did an internship after he got his economics degree at an Irish hedge fund, and that interest and intrigue has led him everywhere. He really credits his microeconomics teacher at Notre Dame, Kirk Doran, for sparking his interest freshman year. He turned out to become an economics major, and Kirk Doran, a wonderful professor there. He's got degrees from Princeton, Harvard, and he is sparking the interest of the most interesting student in the world.
Well, we commend so many great professors, teachers at both of these universities. Tillery calls himself an ambassador to the human experience, and that might actually be an understatement if that's possible. Sam Hartman taken down by Jonathan Jones.
This defensive front of which he anchors. He's the key up there. Very big, physical. They've got a lot of depth in their defensive line. Right now they have really done a pretty good job.
Matt Colburn the runner for Wake Forest. Jonathan Bonner the stop, and very quickly they're into 3rd down and 9. They want to run a lot of plays, and they have. They've run 30, but Notre Dame right there with them. The Irish have run 28 on offense. Hardman escapes again, but not the second time. Buried back near the 5-yard line by Drew Tranquill.
See, this is just one-on-one guys getting beat. They're showing blitz, but they're going to drop out. It's just a 4-man rush, and the left tackle is going to get beat on the quick rush. He doesn't get the sack, but the defensive end working on Benzinger, the left tackle, was able to force the action, and then Tranquill gets the sack.
Khalid Kareem had the original rush. So a 3 and out, and here's Maggio. 28th career start as the punter, and a good one. Chris Fink from his own 44. Chris Fink with the punter trying to slow him down. Maggio got help, but Fink brought it all the way back inside the 5-yard line.
The direction was good on the punt, but the height, the hang time was bad, so there were no defenders down there when Fink got the ball. Very smart to go north and south, set up a couple blocks, and turns it into a big-time return. We came into the game expecting to see Greg Dortch as the best punt returner on the field. Chris Fink with an outstanding return to put the Irish right back in business inside the Wake Forest 5-yard line.
52-yard punt return of a 46-yard punt.
Good distance, it was good direction, it was poor hang time, and Fink made him pay for it.
But to Notre Dame is a walk-on out of Dayton, Ohio. He's a key member of this team. Ian Book throws it away.
I almost get the feeling like Wake Forest has to come up with a stand here defensively. Even though their offense is explosive and has been a pretty good scoring offense, they need to hold Notre Dame to a field goal attempt here. Jay Sauvel, the defensive coordinator, graduate of Mount Union, was a GA at Notre Dame for a couple years.
He has a graduate degree from Notre Dame. Worked for Lou Holtz and Bob Davie, and he can't stop Tony Jones. Jasir Taylor tried, but it was too late. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Outstanding block by the tight end.
Number 72. That penalty is declined. Results of the play, touchdown.
Watch the right side of the line. Block down. The guard's going to pull and just kind of seal the edge. This is just good power football. At the line of scrimmage, tight end seals it. The guard leads. And Armstrong carries a tackler into the end zone.
And Trevor Rulin, making his first start at right guard, got out ahead of the play and looked like he was struggling to find somebody to block. Justin Yoon for the extra point. Ooh. Just barely inside the right upright. 21-6, Notre Dame looking good. First road game of the year.
We don't just make cars. We make technology that moves people. This is the 2018 Nissan Rogue, featuring tech like Pro Pilot Assist. It helps keep you centered in your lane and in control. This is how Nissan Intelligent Mobility is reinventing driving for everyone. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
When you finally stop working, will it feel like the end of a journey or the beginning of something even better? When you prepare for retirement with Pacific Life, you can create a lifelong income so you have the freedom to keep doing whatever is most meaningful to you. A reliable income that lets you retire without retiring from life. That's the power of Pacific. Ask your financial professional about Pacific Life today.
With Hulu, tailgating's never been better. Unlike the early days when all you had was a radio. But through the years, the experience got better and better. And now, Hulu's completely changed the game because you don't have to choose between tailgating or watching football live on ESPN. You can do both. No cable required. Hulu makes it so easy, the game will never be the same.
I love you. I can't stop thinking about you. This feels so real.
Happy for Maple? Then you'll love Dunkin's Belgian waffle sandwich and our other mapley and pumpkin-y flavors.
I can't wait to see you. Excuse me. I'm getting yelled at.
This season, keep your stories interessante, just like Dos Equis, the only beer used to water every college football field.
We need the beer blaster right here. Let's go.
Dos Equis, keep it interessante.
College football presented by Walmart on ABC is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. And Pacific Life. Experience the power of Pacific.
How about our operations team, Jim Birch and our great crew getting a camera with the Fast Tracks parachute team as they delivered the ball here into BB&T Field in Winston-Salem. Nice day to parachute in. Very little breeze, about 3 miles per hour. And Ian Book, excellent in his second career start and first of this season for Notre Dame. Jonathan Dorer. And they'll bring it out on a knee. Here's Cassidy Hubbard.
Thanks, Sean. DirecTV, more for your college football thing. 3-0 Boston taking on 0-3 Purdue. David Blau short past the freshman Rondale Moore, who does the most on this 70-yard run. Get to know Rondale Moore's name. The Boilermakers have a 13-7 lead over on ESPN2. Sean, Todd, Holly, back to you.
Kirk Herbstreit talked on game day this morning about Purdue, very dangerous, better than an 0-3 team for sure. Many people thought they'd take a big step forward this year.
Got out of the gate slowly in a game against Northwestern that they really could have won.
Here's Sam Hartman under duress, throwing it up for grabs and too long in the direction of Alex Bachman, who did not play against Boston College a week ago Thursday with a hamstring injury, but he is a deep threat. Had 116 yards receiving against Notre Dame last year on 8 catches. As soon as he got back to the line of scrimmage, they're ready to go. Nifty run by Cade Carney and good blocking on the left side of the line. It's a Wake Forest first down out to the 48. Jalen Elliott the stop.
Just a missed assignment inside, a loss of leverage or a loss of gap contained by Notre Dame's defense on 2nd and 10, and a big play for Wake Forest.
23-yard run. Longest allowed by Notre Dame this year. They came into this game not having allowed a 20-yard rush this season.
Clark Lee, the defensive coordinator, his first year. He was on the Wake Forest staff with Dave Clawson in 2016.
And they are very close friends. Clawson, a mentor to the Irish defensive coordinator. Hartman nowhere to go. That's about a 2-yard loss, and because it was close to the Notre Dame sideline, Brian Kelly said, we're going to change like a hockey team. They had the new line ready to come on, the short run to the ball.
It's all defensive linemen. They call it a rally group. Try to get fresh legs in here on this 3rd down passing situation.
Very well done by Notre Dame and well coordinated by that coaching staff. Hartman just throws it up for grabs. Nowhere near Sage Surratt. And Hartman with flags down, 2 of them in the offensive backfield. He was slow to get up, and he got roughed.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 55. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Oh, man, he took a shot. He took a real shot from Bonner, number 55. Right up in the neck area, which it's a personal foul, but not so sure that one couldn't be looked at as a possible targeting foul as well. Led with his forearm right up into the head and neck area.
Cade Carney, the running back. And Hartman gave it to him, but Drew Tranquil, having a great final season for the Irish, made the tackle. Here's Bill Lamagna. Let's go back and look at that hit
I've got the hands more in the top chest.
Yeah.
Maybe the hand glances, but I wouldn't put that as forcible contact.
Yeah.
The roughing the passer call right on the money.
Yep.
Greg Dortch the catch and run to the 27. And this really is the borderline of Skiba's field goal range. But Dave Clausen likely thinking 4-down territory here, down by 15 now.
Yeah, they've got to get this back to a 1-score. Touchdown.
Carney stayed in to block, and it's Dortch the catch, swung out of bounds by Houston Griffith, but they convert with a 12-yard play on 3rd down.
He's so quick that once he makes his break, he's going to get instant separation. If the ball's thrown on time, as it was, they get the completion for the 1st down.
Just more than midway through the 2nd quarter, Wake Forest runs its 39th play, and it's an incomplete pass. Hartman in the direction of Alex Bachman.
Last year, when these two teams played in South Bend, it was a senior veteran quarterback. But even though Notre Dame had control of the game, Wake Forest scored 37 points and gained 587 yards. And it forced Notre Dame to make a lot of changes in their defense. Press coverage is one of those.
Two teams combined for nearly 1,300 yards of offense last year in South Bend. Cade Carney tackled by Drew Tranquil. 3rd down and 9.
Mark Lee said we had to change. We were giving up too many free access throws last year.
Hartman, plenty of time there. Back of the end zone. And there is a flag. The crowd was screaming for it, and they'll get it against Nick Coleman. Greg Dortch, the intended receiver.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Yeah, that's a break for Wake Forest. I'm not sure that Dortch would have been able to catch this ball had there been no interference. The ball looked like it sailed a little bit on Hartman. Good protection. Clearly a penalty, but I'm not sure that that ball would have been caught by Dortch had there not been the contact. But this is critical now for Wake Forest to score a touchdown. Touchdowns in the red zone. Keep this game in a one-possession game if they can, or close to it.
On 1st and goal, Matt Colburn into the end zone with the first touchdown of the day for the Demon Deacons. Touchdown of the year for the senior from Irmo, South Carolina, Matt Colburn. Colburn now needs just 25 more yards to get to 2,000 for his career.
Watch the tight end Frudenthal seal this backside. You run inside zone, you got to get push on the front side, and you got to protect the backside. The tight end does that. They get the push on the front. And a much-needed touchdown for this Wake Forest offense. Got into the red zone and capitalized with the touchdown.
And this play is being reviewed. I have no idea. Dave Clausen, a program builder. To me, he's one of the most underappreciated coaches in the country.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Yeah. Touchdown.
Not a surprise. Everywhere he's been, the program gets better. This is his 4th head coaching stop. Fordham, Richmond, Bowling Green. Now here, 8 wins a year ago. High expectations this year. In part because a lot of returning players, including a lot of that offensive line that did a good job there on the goal line. He said it is an ACC caliber offensive line.
I love his attitude. You know, let's embrace what we are and who we are here, and don't worry about what we're not. And I think he has really coached and recruited to that.
Extra point good by Skiba. It's a 1-score game. Matt Colburn into the end zone. It's 21-13 Notre Dame, 2nd quarter.
From the creators of Dr. Pepper comes the story of a town where every day is Saturday and everyone
Go State.
Is a fan.
Go State. Go State.
Go State.
Literally.
And
everyone.
It's a fan.
And this fall comes the most dramatic season
I hate tech.
of their lives. A season of hope.
I think this is our season.
Yeah, I can feel it. And passion. With big ups.
Selection committee just put us in the top 10.
And bigger downs.
What is it? The game is on. New neighbor, Sheriff.
We're Bat fans.
You got playoff fever. I smell kielbasa's. Everyone wants that trophy. Who's making the calls here, Sheriff?
Are you kidding me?
Just another day in Fansville. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville, kicking off this fall.
It's Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month. The best time to take home big savings on our full lineup of tech-filled Titan trucks with V8 standard and best-in-class standard horsepower and torque, all backed by America's best truck warranty. Get to Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month and take home big savings. Save up to $10,687, or for a limited time, get a low $279 per month lease on a well-equipped Titan. Hurry, truck month ends soon.
Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time.
Dad, with all this extra time.
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection.
Now with a 2 for $6 deal, pick from the new Crispy Chicken Tenders, or the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, or the Spicy Crispy Chicken, or the Flame Grilled Whopper. Match or mix. Any two will cost you $6. Only at Burger King.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Shark Tank is back. Sunday, October 7th at a special time on ABC.
This season, Taco Bell is celebrating student sections. Passionate fans like these by awarding the best student section of the year. The Wake Forest Demon Deacon student section is already on the national watch list. A lot of really smart people in that cheering section. Go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. Darren Ford, the kickoff. Michael Young did not bring it out. Tonight on ABC, the biggest game of this college football Saturday. Top 20 matchup, number 7 Stanford, number 20 Oregon in Eugene. Bryce Love will play. By the way, he's from Wake Forest, North Carolina. That's over by Raleigh. This campus, when it was founded in the 1800s, was actually in Wake Forest, North Carolina. In the 1950s, it moved about 100 miles to here in Winston-Salem. Avery Davis, the running back. Ian Book faked it to him and hit Jafar Armstrong. Todd, you talked about it earlier. Brian Kelly likes the sense of urgency with which Ian Book plays. He talked about Baker Mayfield the other night. Said, did you watch what happened with Cleveland? Baker Mayfield got into the game for the Browns. Looked like everybody was energized by it. And that's what Book does to this team. He's done it today.
He also likened him to Trace McSorley at Penn State.
Similar size, similar running ability, strong arm, leadership skills. He wasn't on the same page there with Avery Davis. You're just tuning in. Brandon Wimbush, the starter last year, the starter in the first 3 games of this season.
Crazy looking formation coming up here.
On the sideline today as Ian Book has started. 3 receivers in a bunch to the right. They get it to Young. He splits the defense, showing his ability to run after the catch, and he may go all the way now. Michael Young all the way to the 2-yard line.
Alize Mack, the tight end, got the key block. Watch the block by 86 on the outside. Both receivers get blocks.
It's a short, quick throw on time with accuracy, and then your playmaker does the rest.
66 yards. They're on the doorstep again. And Book keeps it himself for the Irish touchdown.
Wow. Third down and short. They get the big play. And then nice play action. We haven't seen Ian Book run a lot, but he's been effective when he has run. And he makes a good decision here for the Irish touchdown. Pretty easy touchdown it was.
And again, the big play Young is another example. If you called that play with Wimbush at the quarterback position and you're the Notre Dame coaches, you're not sure that that throw is going to be accurate to allow for that run after the catch by a terrific athlete.
It's not an easy throw either, because you may or may not get the laces. The key is get it out as quick as you can and hope that you get it accurately, which he did. Two outstanding blocks, one by Armstrong, one by Mack, and Notre Dame out by 2 scores again.
For those who thirst for more, Coors Light is colder, cleaner, and crisper to refresh you for what's next. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
This is so great. How do you all know each other?
We're slingers.
We sling. Hey, guys. Yeah, we like to make our own choices.
Be in control.
Let's move this party inside. It's game time.
Come on. With Sling, it's easy to watch all the live TV we want.
Without paying for channels we don't need.
Oh, Sling.
What did you think we were doing?
I didn't want to take my clothes off.
Sling TV is the live TV you love, only better, and only $25 a month. Watch America's #1 live TV streaming service for 7 days free. Go to slingtv.com.
Pain wants to stop you, block you. Like that's gonna happen. Icy hot. Icy to dull, hot to relax. Rise from pain. Icy hot.
Your spirit is unbreakable. Your phone, not so much. Purchase Protection can help you replace small things that get damaged along the way. Another way we have your back. The powerful backing of American Express. Don't live life without it.
So I just flip this switch, and we get unlimited data on a family plan.
That's right, for an amazing price.
We can all watch whatever we want. Your boy band videos, your anime, your rom-coms.
And honey, your reality dating shows.
Will you accept this switch? Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for just $25 per month per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free phones, all on Boost's super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
It's strange, but I don't need space from you. In every single thing you do, it feels nice.
Introducing the first ever Nissan Kicks.
Then I saw you.
It's back. And it's front. No, really. The Triple Double Crunch Wrap $5 box is back. And it's still all mains, no sides, with 2 crunchy tacos and a medium soda. Just $5. Only at Taco Bell.
Well, Michael Young didn't have a catch this season. He had 4 last year as a true freshman. Just had a 66-yard catch, the longest play from scrimmage of the year for Notre Dame, and they've scored 28 points after Ian Book's first rushing touchdown of his career. That's more than they scored in any of their 3 games prior to today. Touchback, here's Cassidy Hubbard.
Thanks, Sean. Now for the All-State Mayhem moment. Georgia, Missouri, and Eric Stokes blocks the punt with his face, but uses his hands to scoop and score the 8-yard touchdown. Number 2 Bulldogs up 20-7 this game on ESPN. Back to you guys.
Cassidy, thank you. There's an injured Notre Dame player, Bo Bauer, true freshman linebacker, good special teams player out of Harbor Creek
Pennsylvania. They were raving about him in our meetings yesterday. A very bright future. Let's send you down to Holly Rowe.
Well, there could be a reason for him cramping. I just did a thermal temperature scan of the playing surface, guys. I did it about 5 or 6 times, and it ranged from 128 degrees to 136.4 degrees on this surface. You know, turf grabs the sun, and these black pellets down here retain the heat inside of it. So it is very brutal down here. In fact, the Wake Forest defense was trying to run off the field, and the coaches were yelling at them. They weren't going fast enough. Everybody's wilting down here just a little bit.
And I think that's one of the reasons they're not going to have the record crowd here today. They thought they would have an overflow crowd. There are plenty of people in the open field to our right by the big scoreboard, but there are a lot of empty seats. I think a lot of people on this hot day made the decision to stay at home and watch it on ABC. We thank them for doing it. And that would have been a huge play intended for Kendall Hinton, who's active for the first time this season, suspended for the first 3 games.
And this is the 5th time in the ballgame, I believe, that Wake Forest has tried to throw on first down, and it's been incomplete. And that one would have been an easy run and catch. If that's in front of Hinton, that's a big play. Instead, it's 2nd and 10.
Hinton was actually going to be their starting quarterback coming out of spring practice. And Hartman was number 3 on the depth chart.
Offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty.
Jake Benzinger, the guy who moved, but then when Hinton got suspended, the quarterback job was open, and Hartman wound up winning it. So they want to use Hinton. He's a very explosive athlete. He's never really played wide receiver, but he's been practicing out there.
They think, other than Greg Dortch, he's the most explosive guy, athlete on their team.
And Matt Colburn, good job in the handoff by the true freshman Sam Hartman, and that's a long run for a first down out to the 37-yard line, 18 on the play.
This is such a huge run. He's such a patient runner. Bounces it to the outside. Huge play, because I think this was a dangerous situation for Sam Hartman and the Wake Forest offense if they were going to be backed up on this drive.
Hartman handed it off again to Colburn, and he lost a yard. Well played by Julian Okwara, younger brother of Romeo Okwara, who was a standout defensive lineman for the Irish and now in the NFL with the Detroit Lions. Down to 4.5 minutes to go in the half. The 45th offensive play for Wake Forest. It's a Hartman pull down and run for a gain to the 39-yard line.
He's been hit more in this first half than he has the entire season to this point. Sam Hartman, as we mentioned, true freshman, 6'1", 190, grimacing a little bit after that play. Those hits take their toll on you.
In the pocket this time. The pass looked to be deflected. It is still caught. Kendall Hinton, his first career catch, and Julian Love right there to yank him down. Gain of 2. It's 4th down, and so far no sign of the punting team. And now here comes Dom Maggio after a moment's consideration by Dave Clawson.
You have to punt the football. That big run by Colburn was huge, though, because at least you have a chance, maybe with a good punt and coverage, to flip the field and make Notre Dame work on a long field here with 3.5 minutes left in the first half.
Chris Fink at a nifty return earlier in this quarter. Notre Dame solid in all the phases today. Not a great kick by Maggio. Got a bad initial bounce. It winds up being just 30 yards.
There's a story out there. It's your financial story. Bankers and lenders are seeing it. Make sure you see it too. Get your free Experian financial profile only at Experian.com/profile.
Sean McDonough, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe on this hot and steamy afternoon in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Notre Dame's first road game, and the Irish have a season-high 28 points. We haven't even reached halftime yet. Chase Claypool didn't catch the ball, and then Isang Bassi there to give him a wallop.
Ian Brooks, 16 for 23 now. That should have been another completion. Hasn't thrown anything deep down the field, but he's been on time and he's been accurate, and he's had this offense playing with urgency.
Jones with lots of running room and a Notre Dame first down at the 43. Tackled by Cameron Glenn, 13 yards.
Good block again by the tight end, the pulling guard, Rulin, number 57, again making his first start for Tommy Kramer.
Kramer has a twisted ankle, but the coach has said Rulin has also earned the opportunity with his play in practice. Look, after the play fake is dumped. Sacked back at the 39. Carlos Basham, sophomore out of Roanoke, Virginia.
Yeah, beat Eichenberg, the left tackle. Could there be a better name? And his nickname is Boogie. Boogie Basham, a defensive end. I mean, I don't think you could have a better name for a defensive football player than Boogie Basham. That works.
It does work, and there's a timeout with 2:39 to go in the half. Talked all day, the big news heading into this game, the quarterback change at Notre Dame. Brian Kelly deciding to replace Brandon Wimbush, who was 3-0 this year, with Ian Book. And what he talked about, not taking anything for granted today, he has a lot of respect for this Wake Forest team. But when you look ahead of their schedule, Stanford, Virginia Tech coming up.
Right.
I don't think we were playing offense well enough to beat those teams. They are with the way they played in this half.
Right. This is Book's second start. I mean, Wake Forest is a feisty team. It's in their stadium, but they've had trouble with their pass defense so far. So it was the perfect time to make the change and to see what Ian Book could give them and give their passing game. Again, he thinks their defense is good enough to compete and beat anybody. Offensively, they had to pick up the pace with their pass game.
And they have, and here's Book showing his running ability. Out to the 47-yard line. He's a redshirt sophomore from El Dorado Hills, California, east of Sacramento by about 20 miles.
I'm sure Brian Kelly feels at some point in the year we're going to still need Brandon Wimbush. The top 3 teams in college football right now are doing it with 2 quarterbacks in different ways. It's good to have 2.
2 minutes to go in the half. Book throws into traffic, and a nice defensive play by Amari Henderson. The Wake coaches said he needs to play better for us going forward. He's been better today.
Here's the only mistake I've seen so far. Watch out here. Claypool is going to be his outlet receiver, and he's going to be wide open, or out on the top right here. Just give him the football, and you make your first down. You keep the drive alive. He didn't see him. He tried to go to the short side of the field, and the drive was killed. But he had his open man, and one of the few times we've seen him not make the right decision with the ball.
Tyler Newsom, 4-year punter, team captain. Almost never came to the tryout camp at Notre Dame. They were going up to the Notre Dame campus for camp on a buddy pass on an airline. They were told they weren't going to get on the flight. He was about to go home. He and his dad said, well, let's just wait and see. Maybe we'll get lucky. They got on at the very last minute, and a Notre Dame career was born. Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, after that last series, Sam Hartman, the Wake Forest quarterback, was really limping off the field. He came to the sideline, was seen to briefly by the athletic trainer. He got on the bike, tried to work out some kinks in his left leg. But if you want to know the kind of day he's having, just look at his tights. He's got 2 big holes ripped in his fancy tights. He's been under duress quite a bit today.
Some guys normally at halftime you go in and you change your T-shirt. If you're sweating, he might have to change his tights too.
Interesting to see how they play it with 1:52 to go in the half. Colborn gets them out to the 18-yard line.
If they get a first down, they might get more aggressive, but I think Dave Clawson will be okay going to halftime down 28-13. They'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. What you don't want here is you don't want a turnover. Again, that's been a problem for them this season so far. You don't want that. Notre Dame has 2 timeouts if they wanted to stop the clock. So far, not using one. I bet they use one right here.
Colburn couldn't turn the corner. Drew Tranquil again. One of the best defensive players in the country. His 33rd career start. Married over the summer. Wife Jackie. And the coaches talk that he's everything you want in a football player.
Loves football, lives it, takes great care of his body. In fact, we were supposed to talk with him last night at the hotel, but he has a regimen and a routine when they go on the road. He goes right into the training room for some recovery work. just as the perfect guy you want to coach. And he and Tavon Coney on the inside, they are getting a little bit of breather today. They're getting a couple backups in the game, but those two guys are on the field in all situations.
Actually come off the field on defense today for the first time this season. Pacific Life brings you the game summary. How about the quarterbacks? They look a little bit alike, said the people in our truck. And Book, his first start of the year, is thrown for 189 yards passing.
Again, for Sam Hartman, if this is a pass play called on third down, he's got to be very smart and careful with the football.
And by the way, the truck wants to know if we disagree with them. I do think they look alike. We get it. Boy, he threw it into a 50-50 situation. His receiver made a very nice play. It's Stephen Claude with the first down to the 30. And now with 2 timeouts and better field position, it's Wake Forest back to the speedy operation.
Now they'll get aggressive after that first down.
And Claude stumbled coming out of his cut.
This wide receiver position for Wake Forest, they've had some injuries. They appear to be at full strength today for the first time. Still curious why they have not targeted Scotty Washington, their big receiver, at all in the ball game. He's a big physical matchup at the top of the screen. 6'5", 225-pounder. Came on late in the year, had a big game against LSU.
Doesn't have a catch this year, largely because of injury. Another ball in traffic, and another Wake Forest catch out to the 48-yard line. There is Scotty Washington.
Yeah, this was a little confusion. Wake Forest is lucky because 2 receivers were in the exact same spot, and Washington just went and took the ball. There were 2 defenders and 2 offensive guys. He took it.
Hartman single coverage, and Washington couldn't catch that one. Julian Love had tight coverage. When we spoke to Warren Ruggiero yesterday, the offensive coordinator for Wake Forest, he said, Love's a good player, but he's a cheater. He just grabs guys and throws them down on every play. We intend to let the officials know that they should be looking at that.
He's a boundary corner, but it's going to be tough throwing that receiver down because that's a big dude.
Hartman on his back foot has Dortch in space. And he ducks down after he got all he could to the 34. They'll stop it for a moment to move the chains with 36 and a half.
That first down just changed the whole operation here for Wake Forest. Looks like they're going to use a timeout. Probably smart. I think Hartman needs to get a breather, a injury timeout.
So Notre Dame players down. Troy Pride, one of their starting cornerbacks, junior from this part of the world, Greer, South Carolina.
If I'm Warren Ruggiero, I'm looking who they're bringing in and where they're going to line up. Where might I get a matchup? You obviously hope that Troy Pride is all right, but if they're bringing a new corner into the game in this part of the field and this time of the situation, see if you can get a matchup on the new guy.
Tending to Troy Pride. We talked to Clark Lee, the defensive coordinator, yesterday. Said you try as much as you can to simulate the speed and the fatigue that you're going to suffer. They had 2 different scout teams running up to the ball as quickly as they could, but you can't simulate this,
right? Especially
under these conditions with the temperature very hot on the field, as Holly said. Brian Kelly out to check on Pride.
We've already seen Houston Griffith, number 3, who is a true freshman out of Chicago, who started in the game as the nickelback. Looks like Pride's going to be okay. He walks to the sideline.
Bring another true freshman into the game in Tariq Bracy, highly recruited out of Milpitas, California. He started on the field and then did not come back on. So it's 1st and 10 and the clock runs. Wake Forest on the move. They might be better off if that ball was dropped by Scotty Washington, because he was in bounds and a lot of time would have come off.
That was a hurried throw by Hartman. He didn't have to rush that throw. He could set his feet. That's one you want to hit the guy up high so he can get upfield and then step out of bounds, not fall to the ground to try to make the catch.
Dante Vaughn, number 8, a backup defensive back on the field in the absence of Pride. From the 34-yard line. Hartman finally gave it to Colburn, but that took some time. They'll get up quickly over the ball, but they won't have to. Dave Clawson will use a timeout.
Thought he might be able to pop a run in there on that play, but Notre Dame well defended on that one.
Tomorrow on Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN, the story of Patrick Mahomes' journey from White House, Texas, to taking the NFL by storm. 10 touchdowns in the first 2 games thrown by the second-year man out of Texas Tech. Randy Moss ranks this week's best catches from college football in You Got Mossed. And somewhere in the next few days, there'll be You Had One Job. And I have a feeling we'll see Nick Skiba, the Wake Forest kicker. He did not run out on the field when they lined up for their first attempt of the day.
What Notre Dame has done is they put Julian Love, their normal boundary corner, as a field corner now in place of Pride. And the big Dante Vaughn, who's 6'3", 211, is now the boundary corner.
They don't flip it very often. Usually consistent field and boundary. Pressure on Hartman. Now he is trying to get the first down. And he got very close. Alohi Gilman took him down. And the officials are going to stop the clock to take a look.
Well, and here's the situation. If it is a first down, the clock will start till they reset. If it's not, the clock will start. And they're going to have to go right away because they don't have another timeout. And if it is 4th down, they can't spike the football. So they have to run a play on 4th down. That was an excellent tackle by Gilman in the open field.
They are right on the edge of what Dave Clawson said would be a comfortable field goal try. I don't think he liked the spot. He was immediately protesting as the officials marked the ball.
Yeah, so it's going to be 4th down. They can't spike the football.
But you have time now. They're right over with the coaches. As soon as they move those chains, run to the ball, get lined up, and run your play.
So they do have a timeout.
Yeah.
I thought they were out. They do have one
time. They could use that if they wanted to here. I think they'd like to save it. They're such a well-coached team. And Skiba is lingering. They may send him out to try a field goal. He's out by the numbers on the field.
Yeah, they're going to let the clock run down and call timeout.
Kick a field goal.
Kick a field goal. Yep.
Are you surprised?
A little bit.
But again, your defense is struggling for the second week in a row. Notre Dame going up and down the field.
30-second timeout.
This is about the distance where he said he started to get a little worried about the kicker. State Farm halftime report is just a couple of seconds away. This day of college football is underway, and one of the biggest stories of this Saturday, Ian Book taking the reins at quarterback for Notre Dame, and 189 passing yards in the first half, and he has also rushed for a touchdown.
Dave Clawson has to be thinking, if we can get points and get to the locker room and receive the ball to start the third quarter, we can try to take some momentum back onto the field. A little bit long range-wise for Skiba, but 3 points would be very helpful.
The longest attempt of his brief career, 4th game of his career. Brian Kelly's going to give him a little more time to think about it.
You know, the problem with going for it there is your 4th down. So you got to run something where you can get the first down, and then by the time you line up, you maybe get one more play to try to score something else. So you're limited in what you can do without doing what they did here and try to set up this last field goal.
I'm going to give Dave Clawson the benefit of the doubt. I just love his approach. A lot of times coaches have systems, and then no matter the abilities of the players on their team, they try to make the players fit the system.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes, he looks at what he has. When they first got here, he said we weren't good on offense. We were pretty good on defense, so we played slowly on offense.
Right.
Tried to lead on our defense and special teams. But last year, I realized our offense was ahead of the defense, so let's take advantage of that. Get them on the field a lot. go much faster. That's coaching, maximizing the strengths of your players. Ski bike. No good.
Flag down.
Flag down. Did they hit?
Opportunity.
Yeah, I think Love might have made contact.
5 yards. Running into the kicker. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
Love was in the air and into the kicker. The Notre Dame fans, as they always travel well, don't like it.
Well, it's the right call. It's running into the kicker, which is 5 yards. It wasn't roughing the kicker, but you can't make contact with him.
Well, Skiba gets another chance. He's had a very eventful first half.
Hopefully for him, he has short-term memory loss. If he gets that last kick, he starts over again here.
Now it'll be a 38-yard try. No breeze at all. That kick is off the upright.
2 of them off the left upright. Good snap, good hold. And what are the odds of doing that twice in the first half?
Here's Holly with Brian Kelly.
Well, Coach Kelly, given it's a season-high 28 points in the first half, 10 different receivers have caught passes. How do you assess your change at quarterback?
Well, I thought we played pretty good. We got to make more plays for the kid. I thought Book did a nice job of dropping some passes, but we've done some pretty good things. You know, they're a tough team to play. You know, they run a lot of plays, and, you know, we just got to play a little bit better. You know, we got a 2-score lead going in the second half. It's going to be a long day. We just got to keep going on the road. It's hard to win, but, you know, we're in a good position. Got to play better in the second half.
What do you see from your defense with the heat and the tempo that you are concerned about for the second half?
Well, you know, I think we're getting a lot of guys in, you know, so a lot of guys are playing. I think in the second half, you know, they want to run the football, and we've got to do a better job running the football. And then, obviously, you know, number 3 is a great player. And when we get down here, you know, we can't give him free, easy shots at it. We got to double him, make him go to somebody else, and I think we'll make that adjustment at half.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Holly.
Wake Forest ran 56 plays in the half. But it's the Irish with the lead. Kevin, Mac, and Jonathan, the State Farm halftime report after these messages.
Lemonade.
I'll take a cup. I got this, kids. 1 cup of lemonade. Thanks. Time to pack up. Let's go, kids.
Thank you. NFL Sunday Ticket. Get every live game every Sunday at no extra charge when you switch to DirecTV. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Okay, I picked out my dream car. Now's the really fun part. Choosing the color, the wheels, the interior, everything exactly how I want it. Here's the thing. Just because I configured this car online doesn't mean it really exists at a dealership. But with TrueCar, I get real pricing on actual cars in my area. I see what others paid for them, and they show me the ones that match the car I want. So I know I can go to a TrueCar certified dealer, and it'll be right there waiting for me. Today, right now. This is TrueCar.
Here we go. Discover. I like your card, but I'm absolutely not paying an annual fee.
Discover has no annual fees.
Really?
Yeah. We just don't believe in them.
Oh, nice. You would not believe how long I've been rehearsing that.
No annual fee on any card, only from Discover.
Introducing Papa John's Italian Hero Pizza with a creamy Italian sauce plus 5 toppings and 4 cheeses. It's like an Italian hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com.
Look, a bee.
Where everyone's buzzing about single parents.
Have you seen it?
It's easily the funniest new sitcom of the fall.
I thought you were watching the kids.
I thought you were watching the kids. This is a disaster. It's hilarious.
Glass of wine. I'll make it a buy.
The ensemble is top-notch.
Would you turn it down? You're a room parent.
Your mom's the room parent.
We got
Single Parents, a new comedy premieres Wednesday after Modern Family on ABC.
Discover the versatility of the Lexus LX. The RXL, now with 3 rows of seating, the dynamic style of the NX, and the rugged yet refined GX. So you can be in your element in any element. With the luxury and capability of Lexus SUVs, perfect for any adventure.
Lease the 2019 NX 300 all-wheel drive for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
This college football matchup brought to you in part by Lexus.
Welcome to the State Farm Halftime Report.
Ian Book getting the start. Notre Dame up 28-13 after one half of play against Wake Forest.
Kev, he has been playing very well. He's been hitting all the throws that they've been asking him, running the offense. You can see the score, 28 points by them.
Fighting Irish, number 8 in the land, looking good. Meanwhile, Georgia on the road, number 2 in the country, taking on Missouri. Scoreless game, and Drew Lock, he finds Tyson Campbell. Completing the pass. Here's Tyson Campbell of Georgia and that swarming defense, Matt.
Yeah, Kevin, when you go on the road, take your defense and your kicking game. This is the way they started the South Carolina game a couple of weeks ago with a fumble recovery and run it back for a score.
Missouri receivers have really hurt Drew Lock in this one. Then Larry Roundtree, the third, fighting his way to the end zone. How about the Tigers have not backed down?
They haven't backed down, but the defense is just too good for Georgia. Special teams right here, they have a key block. Georgia's offense hasn't done anything in this game, but it's been Georgia's defense and special teams scoring all the points.
Eric Stokes in the end zone, Georgia up 20-7. Meanwhile, Michigan, Nebraska, Karan Higdon back after an injury missed last week. He looks healthy there.
Yeah, we're seeing Michigan get better and better each week. JB, I see the running games growing up. And obviously, Shea Patterson's understanding this offense.
Yeah, Mac, they picked a great time to go against a very deflated Nebraska team to work on that running game, getting Higdon going right here for another touchdown.
Adrian Martinez has had no time facing the defense. Scott Frost facing 0-3 in his start at Nebraska. Last time that happened for a first-year coach in Lincoln, 1945. It's been a while, and it's all Michigan in that one at home at the Big House. Welcome to the studio. Kevin Agani alongside Mac Brown and Jonathan Velma. For the first time in 10 years, Boston College is ranked. And you have to wonder, on the road against the Maryland team, a little ticked off, coming off their first loss of the season. No, they had to face Purdue. And Purdue in this one, it's all Rondale Moore.
Well, it's all Rondale Moore, and you've got to give credit to that Purdue defense because they've really shut down the passing game, and A.J. Dillon only 21 yards first half.
Mac, you're 100% correct. It started with Purdue defense handling A.J. Dillon, and then Rondale Moore right there. I mean, he's been spectacular the whole game.
Purdue winless on the season, but they've been in some close games. Pitt, North Carolina heels, winless. Hurricane Florence canceling their game against UCF, but Antonio Williams, he had himself a great first half.
Yes, North Carolina had 2 weeks to prepare for this one since they didn't play last week. Really impressed with what Larry Fedora's done with this offense today. This is going to come down, JB, to who can stop somebody.
Yes, exactly right. Right now, Pittsburgh on a roll. You're going to see a touchdown here. But I like the energy that North Carolina came out with. They were flat in the first couple weeks. They're finally starting to show up and play some games.
Darren Hall to the house, 65 yards, 21 all. Right now, we got a couple of teams 2-1, but no offense. Louisville and Virginia. Virginia up 6-0 at the half. Did I mention Maryland? Because they were facing an undefeated team, and that was Minnesota. And Maryland coming off their first loss, a Big Ten opener here for both teams, and Anthony McFarland to the house.
Man, credit to Matt Canada right now, stepping in, doing a great job, getting this team motivated week in and week out. They are busting up Minnesota right now defensively.
Big plays. This is Ty Johnson, 81 yards, and Maryland up 21-10 at the half against the Golden Gophers. Ole Miss coming off a 62-7 loss to Alabama, taking on Kent State, and it's the screen play to Scotty Phillips, and he's got some real estate down the sideline.
Kevin, this is all about hangover. They gave their best shot against Alabama last weekend. They got blown out. Kent State played Illinois pretty closely. They come in with a trick play or two. You better not let them hang around, Ole Miss. You better wake up.
Tavius Price to Joel Shaw open up the playbook, and right now we're tied at 7 apiece. Meanwhile, Navy at winless SMU. President George W. Bush in the house. 4th and goal for Navy. And they're going to go in. They're going to go in on the ground.
Well, of course. I mean, you might as well just stack 11 in the box. You know what's going to happen for Navy.
And then William Brown to Reggie Robertson Jr. And right now, it's SMU looking for their first win, up 10-7 ahead. They got Bryce Love. Dr. Love up against Justin Herbert. What makes that quarterback so special? We'll ask the guys. Oregon getting ready for Stanford tonight on ABC.
The State Farm Halftime Report is brought to you by State Farm, here to help life go right.
Peekaboo, where's my favorite one, too? That's math for 12. Hey, who's this guy?
I'm Aaron's agent.
Oh, you're not his agent. Gabriel is his agent. Aaron.
He's my State Farm agent. We just combined his home and auto insurance.
Yeah, well, that's not possible because Aaron doesn't do combines without me.
I do, and they save me money.
Well, I was not expecting to get an arch rival today, but here we are.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Wrangler jeans are made for those who roll with the times. Like this guy. And her. And him. And these two. Whether it's play, work, or a little of both. New styles, great fits. Wrangler. Real comfortable jeans.
We've been friends for 10 years. 10 years made up of a million little things. Some of us got married. A couple of us had kids. One of us beat cancer. And one of us got sober.
You're not gonna believe this. John killed himself.
Sometimes people keep secrets from their close friends and loved ones. I went to see her and I didn't know what to say. Do you have any idea why?
Right now, this doesn't add up.
Maybe this is a wake-up call. I feel so hopeless.
I'm not giving up.
Friendship isn't a big thing. It's a million little things.
A Million Little Things, a new drama, premieres Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Can Ryan Fitzpatrick keep the magic alive in Tampa? It's the Steelers versus the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football on ESPN.
Welcome back to the State Farm Halftime Report.
Pac-12 after dark. State Farm here to help teamwork go right. USC able to snap a two-game losing streak to hold off Washington State last night. Clay Helton breathing a sigh of relief. The Trojans winning 39-36 thanks to this blocked field goal with less than 2 minutes left as they are
finally a little defense play when they needed it the most right there, Ken.
Yeah.
Kicking game on the road.
Wonder how much defense we're going to see against Bryce Love as number 7 Stanford on the road at number 20 Oregon tonight on ABC.
Yeah, we have a treat for our fans to watch Bryce Love tonight. He's one of the best running backs in the country. He's got great vision, patience, and power, and he's sure smart enough to figure out where to go.
Yeah, but get ready for that Oregon defense led by a senior linebacker, Justin Hollins. They are aggressive. They get after it, and they can stop the run. Then they're going to look out because they can stop the pass as well.
Mac, they got a quarterback. Everybody's talking about what makes Justin Herbert so special.
Well, I love this guy. He's 6'6", 233, and he can fly. And he's a lot like Vince Young, who we had at Texas, but also his numbers are very favorable to Marcus Mariota when he won the Heisman.
Number 1 on Mel Kiper's current big board when it comes to quarterbacks. Staying in the Pac-12, Washington, number 10 in the land, against Arizona State, the Fighting Herm Edwards. A lot of defense in this, JV.
Yeah, it should be a lot of defense. Arizona State, 3rd in the nation in sacks. They have to do this and put constant pressure on Jake Browning. We know how he gets rattled when he gets a little too much pressure in his face. Then you look on the other side, and Washington's defense says, we're not too shabby either. We've gone against some good competition. We know how to stop the other guys, so it's a matter of Jake Browning really taking control of that game.
Number 3, Clemson looking to start 4-0 for the 4th straight season. Their defense facing the option offense.
Yeah, you've got maybe the best front 7 in the country, giving about 2 yards a rush at Clemson, taking on the number 1 rushing offense in the country. Georgia Tech's averaging 393 yards. Should be fun tonight, but it's hard to run the ball against this Clemson front.
Tigers favored by 16. Number 14, Mississippi State. They've won 8 of their last 9 against Kentucky, but this is a different Wildcat team here when it comes to the offense, guys.
Yeah, because of this guy right here, Nick Fitzgerald. He's back. He's not injured, and he can run the ball. Then you have Colin Hill. He's also a leading rusher, and then Nick Fitzgerald right behind him. So that two-headed monster, which you rarely say when you have a quarterback and a running back, they're going to be a problem for Kentucky.
But Kentucky's got Benny Snell. He's one of the better running backs in the country as well. But the difference for them has been Terry Wilson, the JC quarterback. He can run it, he can throw it. Should be a good one in Lexington tonight.
Notable games coming up later on today. We talked about a few of them. How about on ESPN at 3:30, Will Grier looking to continue his Heisman push against Kansas State. He's been fantastic. Also circle that Iowa-Wisconsin game. More after this.
I've seen things I shouldn't have. Unnatural things. These people, they don't sleep. Like ever. They revel in extremes and defy limitations. These pursuits may seem unnecessary, but the scariest thing I can imagine is a world where this doesn't exist.
Self-doubt and fear can be seen as insurmountable obstacles or invitations to be greater. Rated T for Teen.
PlayStation. Before there could be a nation, there had to be people willing to fight for it, to take on the world's greatest challenges, whatever they might be. So the U.S. Army masters not only tactics and strategy, but also physics and chemistry. We make battle plans and create breakthroughs in medicine, science, and engineering. Our next mission could be anything, so we prepare for everything.
ABC Funny is cutting the ribbon on another brand new season.
Stop cutting! These aren't lefties!
Wednesday, it's a season premiere with your favorite Modern Family.
Go on, I'm in.
And Single Parents is the series premiere about a modern family.
We're single parents. We just try and survive until a time in the day when it's appropriate to open wine.
Sometimes the friends you have are the only family you need.
Do you not remember calling me from a bathtub?
It's a tough night.
It all premieres Wednesday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
The State Farm Halftime Report is brought to you by State Farm, here to help life go right.
The brand new ESPN app, now with ESPN Plus. Get more ESPN and download now.
Back here in studio, it's 39-0 at the Big House. Michigan rolling against Nebraska, but you can't ignore what the Cornhuskers have done on offense. 17 total yards here for Scott Frostmac.
Yeah, Scott's a competitor. What he's got to do is just keep them playing. They're not very good right now. They're not going to win this football game, but he's trying to decide which guys on his team are going to commit to him and buy in, because obviously not everybody has.
Ian Book has looked so good for this offense, at least right now on the road. The Irish up by 15, second half against Wake Forest coming your way.
So I got an offer on the business, and now I'm thinking I'd like to retire early.
Oh, that's great, Sarah. Let's talk about this when we meet next week.
How did Edward Jones come to manage $1 trillion in assets under care?
Jay?
Sarah, so I have a few thoughts on that early retirement.
By focusing our mind on whatever's on yours.
This season, keep your stories interessante, just like Dos Equis, the only beer used to water every college football field.
Rick. Hey, Rick. Dial up the dose right here.
Dos Equis, keep it interessante.
Looking good. At Booking.com, we can't guarantee you'll be good at that water jet thingy, but we can guarantee the best price on this hotel or any accommodation from homes to yurts. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
I'm Dr. Sean Murphy. I I have autism.
Things might be more difficult for you now.
I have cancer.
How do you say goodbye to someone who meant that much to you?
I've got a long journey ahead of me.
I don't know how I feel.
Are you surgeon enough to pull this off? I think you are.
The Good Doctor premieres Monday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
When it comes to the Toyota RAV4, safety isn't an option, it's standard. Right now, you can get $2,000 customer cash on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
In this industry, it really is about who you know. LinkedIn makes it more accessible to people like me who wouldn't have those opportunities otherwise. It's been a great way for me to just reach out and have conversations. I've gotten to link up with some pretty cool people.
I've lived in Illinois all my life. Our taxes have been growing for decades. J.B. Pritzker wants to raise our income taxes, but worse yet, he wants a car tax, which will also come along with a tracking device. How much is that going to cost us just to drive to a family member's house? There's no more extra money in my budget to start paying additional taxes. If J.B. Pritzker gets in office, I think we're going to seriously consider leaving Illinois.
When I first got out the military, getting back on my feet was hard. I've gotten a lot of help off LinkedIn. There's a transitioning veterans group. I've had a number of people like, hey man, I've been where you're at. You can do this.
When it comes to the Toyota RAV4, safety isn't an option, it's standard. Right now, you can get $2,000 customer cash on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
The Cubs take on the White Sox tomorrow at 1 on ABC 7.
Is a pass. It is a touchdown to Brock Wright. He can't stop Tony Jones. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Matt Colburn into the end zone with the first touchdown of the day for the Demon Deacons. And Book hits it himself for the Irish touchdown.
And we welcome you back to ABC College Football, presented by Walmart, BB&T Field in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Notre Dame on the road for the first time this season, trying to go to 4-0 and leading Wake Forest 28-13. The Demon Deacons will get the ball to begin the second half. Greg Dortch back for the kickoff from Jonathan Dorer. And it is returnable for Dortch from the 4. And he stopped at the 22. We welcome you back to Winston-Salem. Sean McDonough and Todd Blackledge. Interesting first half. I give Brian Kelly a lot of credit. The quarterback change clearly gave his team a lift, and the defense will be tested in the second half.
They will. It was the right decision to make. It was the right time to do it, and it paid off. 67% completion. He hit 9 different receivers. He moved the offense with urgency. They scored more points than they've been scoring. So I think it was the right time to make the move, and Brian Kelly looks not only gutsy but smart right now.
28 points, the most they've scored in a game this year. Here comes the explosive Demon Deacon offense. Alex Bachman with a catch and a first down out to the 34, a 12-yard gain, and that's the 57th play for Wake Forest already. We'll see if it has an effect on Notre Dame as the second half goes.
But that's only the second pass completion on a first down play, so that was a huge play.
And then Matt Colburn dumped at the line of scrimmage, perhaps even a loss of just a bit.
In the first half, Sam Hartman attempted 10 passes on first down. He was only able to complete 1 of them. 9 incompletions, and first down should be a great down to throw against a good defense.
Just joining us, the temperature near 90. The fans trying to find shade wherever it is, including under the big scoreboard to our right. Colburn another carry. Julian Okwara stopped that play for another loss.
So physical up front Notre Dame is.
Hartman running out of time and ripped down back inside the 25. Julian Okwara having a terrific game for the Irish.
Well, Okwara started on the outside right here. He's going to work inside and then just kind of find the quarterback as he gets knocked around a little bit. Hartman's forced out of the pocket by Tillery, and Okwara there to wrap him up for another sack.
Tom Maggio to punt. Chris Fink back deep. Very important possession there for Wake Forest, trying to get a little momentum back, get some life in this crowd. And that was a bad possession. Excellent punt of 50 yards by Maggio.
Well, Ian Book in the first half, we mentioned 67% completions. He showed the timing, the ball's out quick, and accuracy. Didn't really throw the football down the field. This was the longest he threw it down the field. Recognizes the blitz out of his hand. Nice throw to his tight end, Mack, and then the athleticism. He hasn't run a lot, but he's been effective when he runs. This was his touchdown run.
Chance to grab a hold of this game right here for Notre Dame. Avery Davis, much more involved than he had been previously, gets the first down to the 38-yard line. Cameron Glenn the stop.
They kind of feel like Davis can be another playmaker for them. He's not as big as the other backs, but he is a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
Just a 5'11", 204. Cedar Hill, Texas. Here's Jafar Armstrong. Gang tackle after a gain to the 41. Second down and 7. And Armstrong remains the running back to the left of Book with 3 wide receivers. Single coverage and a good open field tackle to prevent the first down. It was Amari Henderson who stopped Chase Claypool.
That's been the position kind of weakness for this Wake Forest defense through the first 3 games. That corner opposite Bassey. Nice play that time by Henderson.
And the Demon Deacons get a rare stop. Not this time. First down. Jafar Armstrong to midfield. And Carlos Basham the tackle. Notre Dame running plenty of plays as well. This is the 44th for the Irish. Book took what was there. Armstrong, tough run. Former wide receiver, you think of him more as a sprinter type body. He was the Kansas State High School 100 and 200 meter champion, but he's shown some toughness today.
And again, that throw doesn't look like much. It's a dump off throw, but it's thrown in front of the receiver where he can catch it and his eyes are downfield, and he turns a short catch into a nice play.
We've seen many examples of that from the very beginning. Pretty good hole. Tony Jones got the first down. Looked like it was a more promising opportunity for him, but Cameron Glenn prevented the big gainer.
As much as the ball has been distributed all the way around, the guy who's been pretty quiet today so far is, I think, their most explosive receiver, and that's number 81, Miles Boykin. He's down at the bottom of the screen right now, lined up against Bassey.
Well, plenty of time. Wide open receiver. It's Jones out of the backfield inside the 10. First and goal, Notre Dame.
Wow, what a nice halftime adjustment this is. Well-conceived plays. The number 3 receiver coming out. The tight end ran a crossing route to pull the linebacker. Boykin ran a post route, and the back was wide open.
30-yard gain. Dave Clawson talked to Holly Rowe at the half, so we need to stop giving up the big plays. They gave up 9 plays in the first half of 10 yards or more, 4 plays of 20 or more, and that play a moment ago by Jones, a 30-yarder. And Chris Calhoun, starting defensive end, slow to get up for the Demon Deacons.
A really nice halftime adjustment that time by Brian Kelly and Chip Long, getting the 3rd guy out for a big play.
My name is Gary, and I have a dog also named Gary.
My name is Tim. Fun fact, I'm captain of my
paintball team.
Escape to football at Buffalo Wild Wings and try our new game day menu featuring $5 brats, cheeseburger and fries, cocktails, and pitchers.
Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. Now when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
And here's Marty.
Your $1 million moment awaits. Visit EckridgeFootball.com to find out more.
Indoor and outdoor allergies can stand in the way of enjoying the moment. Allegra is the fastest non-drowsy allergy relief. In just 1 hour, it starts tackling tough allergy symptoms for 24 hours of relief. Get back to the moment with Allegra.
Wow, the new iPhone really exceeds all expectations.
Yep. And by getting the iPhone with our unlimited plan, you can get the best in entertainment.
TV and movies.
Yep.
Music.
If you want.
That video of you at the office party.
The one where I made out with Santa?
Yes.
Hey, you're supposed to delete that.
Oh, no. Technically, that is also the best in entertainment.
He ghosted me. I'm in the North Pole. Yeah, right.
Upgrade your upgrade. Get the new AT&T Unlimited plan on the amazing new iPhone. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Do your thing. Be driven. Powerful. Be inspired. Be extraordinary. Turn off the highway and soar. Spread your wings. Mazda. Feel alive.
What are you gonna wear on your date tonight?
This?
Oh, God.
Or... shorts. Your pants are making my baby cry.
Single Parents, a new comedy Wednesday, 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC.
Tonight, ABC Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. Terrific matchup, both in the top 20. Bryce Love and number 7 Stanford. And the Oregon Ducks, ranked number 20. Big game in the Pac-12 North. And if Bryce Love is going to get back in the Heisman picture, here's a good opportunity tonight on national TV. Second down goal for Notre Dame. Ian Buck, lunging attempt for the goal line. It is a touchdown by Chase Claypool.
Pass is complete to number 83, Chase Claypool.
Motion with the tight end creates kind of a bunch formation. Claypool's going to come from the outside here. You can't see him in the screen right away. He's going to come in, gets lost in the shuffle, and Ian Book, as he has done the entire game, finds the open guy. Progressive pylon cam. Nice look at it right down the goal line. Big receiver, kind of built like a tight end at 6'4", 227 pounds.
And Boykin are two very big wideouts. Claypool's been a good special teams player. It's his first touchdown of the season. Third of his career for the junior from Abbotsford, British Columbia. 35-13, the Irish.
Do your thing. Be driven. Powerful. Be inspired. Be extraordinary. Turn off the highway and soar. Spread your wings. Mazda. Feel alive.
It all started with the Lost Flamingo.
It started with me having to get my Chick-fil-A. You left Mrs. Flamingo behind.
My team knew we had to do something to find its owner.
Oh, is that for me?
We put a post on social media, Flamingo on the loose in Comac. Madison's mom commented, I think that's my daughter's.
It's her favorite stuffed animal, and she takes it everywhere.
We made a plan to reunite them.
She comes running in with her arms wide open.
If you can make my kid happy, you make me happy.
Staying at Hampton used to be for college football. Now you drive 300 miles to watch this. Don't get me wrong, you love flag dancing as much as the next guy. All 8 hours of it. But what you really love is your little girl. Yes! Nice pop toss. Flag dancing? We've been there. And with free hot breakfast and a warm welcome, we'll be there for you. Book at Hampton.com for a guaranteed discount on your next weekend stay. Hampton by Hilton.
This is the face of a man watching college football on an 82-inch Samsung QLED TV. He's not watching his team. He doesn't even have a team. He's more of a golf guy. And yet, here we are. Captivating color, gripping 4K. The massive 82-inch Samsung QLED TV.
Get the best prices on our best TVs at the Samsung Score Big Event.
College football presented by Walmart on ABC is brought to you by Mazda, Feel Alive, and Chick-fil-A Nuggets. Tonight is Nugget Night.
Well, it was a slow start for Notre Dame, first road game of the season. We look at images from the Progressive Pylon Cam. They didn't score on their first 3 drives, but the Irish with points on 5 of their last 6. More of the same from Ian Book to start the second half. He was 4 for 4 on that just completed touchdown drive. So here's Jonathan Dormer again. Returnable, and Wake Forest could really use one from the dynamic Dortch, who has been totally stymied by great coverage all day by Notre Dame. Asmar Bilal that time. Back in the studio, here's Cassidy Hubbard.
Thanks, Sean. It's time for the PlayStation View multi-view with these 3 live games on our ESPN networks. Purdue in good position to get their first win up big on number 23 Boston College. That's on ESPN2 and on ESPN. Number 2 Georgia Bulldogs lead Missouri 27-14. Busy week. Let's send it back to you guys.
All right, Cassidy. I don't think people are that surprised by the BC Purdue score. I think the margin is surprising, but the fact Purdue's leading perhaps a big surprise.
Yeah, you just knew they were going to get it going in the right direction soon.
Cade Carney on first down. Alohi Gilman the tackle.
We talked to Brian Kelly yesterday. He loves his defense.
Thinks it might be the best that he's had in his 9 seasons as head coach at Notre Dame. It's Gilman again to stop Sam Hartman just short of the first down.
And that guy, Gilman, has been a huge addition. He felt that position on his defense last year was a bit of a weakness, a problem area. And Gilman really has stepped in and been a dynamic playmaker.
They did not have an interception from a safety last year. First time that had happened at Notre Dame since 1964. Throwback screen, and it worked for just enough to get the first down to Brandon Chapman. A lot of effort went into about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, but how about Gilman? Now, they've run 3 plays on this drive, and he's made all 3 tackles. We're just talking to him about the transfer from Navy, another hit on the quarterback.
Yeah. Bayanakumbo Ogundeje, who is part of that deep defensive front. Dalen Hayes also listed as a backup in on that tackle on Sam Hartman.
The biggest area this defense needs to improve is their linebacker depth. They've got depth at the defensive line. They've got some secondary depth, but they've got to develop some of their younger linebackers right now.
Well, Hartman's obviously very tough. He's been getting whacked all day long, but now slow to get up after the most recent play.
It's been a rough day for him. Again, he's not an overly physical kid. Listed at about 185 pounds. These hits just take their toll, whether it's a body hitting you or you hitting the ground or you hitting the ground with a body on top of you. Those hits all accumulate and add up during the course of a football game.
Let's send you down to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, keep in mind that Sam Hartman's going to have to come out for at least a play no matter what's wrong with him right now. But Jamie Newman, number 12, is going to enter this game. He's just taken a few snaps with Ryan Anderson, the center, to get ready. Newman is a much different size quarterback, 6'4", 230 pounds. He hasn't been healthy the first few weeks of the season with a quad injury, but they say he's at full speed and he's a bigger body that could maybe absorb some of these throws. And as you see, they're going to take Hartman straight to the locker room right now.
Well, Newman was actually injured in the second summer scrimmage and just came back full speed of Tuesday of this week. So it's a good thing that they got him back. Of course, they also got Kendall Hinton back after a 3-game suspension, but he's not worked as much at quarterback as this guy has.
So here's Newman. Coaches told us yesterday was actually ahead of Hartman on the depth chart over the summer before he got hurt.
Number 12, Jamie Newman.
A situation where Sam Hartman just took advantage. I mean, Hinton was suspended. This guy got hurt. He's a freshman, and he just stepped into the gap and didn't give up the job.
Newman a little too high along the near sideline. Here's Holly.
Well, Sam Hartman was taken to the locker room. The athletic trainer came over to the sideline and told us that he is cramping. They're going to take him to the locker room, get him some more liquids and fluids, and get him back out here.
You know, it's weird that you say that, Holly, because that last shot we showed of him taking hits, his hand, it looked like his fingers were cramping when he was getting up off of the ground. That's just an unusual thing to see.
Don Maggio, good punt this time. Drives Chris Fink back to the 23. More tackling by the Demon Deacons. They had excellent coverage, but you got to make the tackle. And Fink turned it into a gain. Travion Red made the stop. 50-yard punt. Midway through the third quarter, Notre Dame in control, trying to go to 4-0.
With Hulu, tailgating's never been better. Unlike the early days when all you had was a radio. But through the years, the experience got better and better. And now, Hulu's completely changed the game. Because you don't have to choose between tailgating or watching football live on ESPN. You can do both. No cable required. Hulu makes it so easy, the game will never be the same.
You're in the business of helping people. We're in the business of helping you. Business funding to help make a difference. Another way we have your back. The powerful backing of American Express. Don't do business without it.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Do your thing. Be driven. Powerful. Be inspired. Be extraordinary. Turn off the highway and soar. Spread your wings. Mazda. Feel alive.
On a very special Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, Sport. You know how we're a college football family. We like to drink Dr. Pepper and watch games.
Yeah.
Well, we found this under your mattress.
Soccer.
Everyone was really into it this summer.
It's a gateway sport, you know? First you're watching soccer, next thing you know, you're gonna watch lacrosse.
Look, it's perfectly natural to experiment with other sports at your age.
Easy, Mom.
I even drank other sodas.
What?
There's other sodas?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
So I just flipped this switch, and we get unlimited data on a family plan.
That's right, for an amazing price.
We can all watch whatever we want. Your boy band videos, your anime, your rom-coms.
And honey, your reality dating shows.
Will you accept this switch?
Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for just $25 per month per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free phones, all on Boost's super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
The Good Doctor returns Monday, 10, 9 Central on ABC.
We're back in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Time for today's Aflac Trivia question. Wake Forest has lost 58 straight games against teams in the AP Top 10. We want to know when was their last win. Who did they beat? Ian Book getting greedy. First play after the timeout, and there's going to be a pass interference. He was going for Kevin Austin, the true freshman with great speed, and the coaches want to get more involved in Jasir Taylor, apparently guilty of pass interference.
15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
There's a beautiful throw by Ian Book. Deep post route. There's separation. I thought Taylor was in pretty good position to make a play. I don't see a lot of contact there. A little bit with the body, but he didn't get a hand on the football. It's tough being on an island if you're a corner on that kind of a route.
Usually takes a little more than that, doesn't it, to get a pass interference penalty called? However, they move it out to the 44. Another first down. Jafar Armstrong. Tough run.
Well, the Notre Dame running game, the first 2 games against Michigan and Ball State, it wasn't much. They ran for an average of 125 yards a game in those 2 games. They busted out last week against Vanderbilt with 245 yards. And they're sitting about 145 in this ball game right now, but the balance that they've had in their offense is the best that I've seen it this year.
Across the line of scrimmage, has a first down and goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line, chased across the sideline by Ryan Smenda. Kez Williams put the original pressure on. Brandon Wimbush has watched all day long.
Great kid. I mean, you know, really is an outstanding leader. Very articulate guy. Has played some really good football for Notre Dame. But Brian Kelly making the decision that he needed to make at this point. It was the right time, the right setting, the right opponent to try Ian Book, knowing what's coming on his schedule, because this Notre Dame coaching staff, they're thinking about college football playoff possibilities.
Ryan Smenda walking off the field. Freshman, true freshman out of Orange Park, Florida. It's unusual for them to play as true freshmen here. Part of the culture established by Dave Clawson, because they don't get a lot of 4- and 5-star recruits. Redshirt your first year, take care of your business academically, blend in socially in the university community here, and get bigger and stronger.
Yeah. Their player development processes are going to just improve and be enhanced with the new football facility that they're putting in here. It's going to be an outstanding addition.
It is impressive what they're doing here with a lot of their athletic facilities. Book's pass incomplete. Austin along the sideline with Luke Masterson in coverage. Well, they don't have a great football history here. We mentioned 58 straight losses against the AP top 10. I think you know the answer to the Aflac trivia question. It's their only win, by the way, in the history of the AP poll, which dates back to 1934 against a top 10 team.
I think they beat Tennessee.
They beat Tennessee.
P-Head, wasn't he the coach? P-Head Walker. I heard some stories about P-Head Walker this week. That's the only reason I knew that, even before it was the Aflac, part of the Aflac question.
There's an official's timeout, and that looks like injury to the umpire. Once they tend to him. Let's give you the answer to the Aflac trivia question. They've lost 58 straight games. Wake Forest against AP top 10 teams. That was their last win, and it was their only win against number 4 Tennessee in 1946. There your guy. That's your guy right there.
That's P-Head. It looks like a normal sized head. I don't understand, you know,
how he got the nickname.
Yeah, it might have. I don't know. There might be more history to it.
Is it possible that that was his given name? You're pretty sure that's a nickname?
I hope it was a nickname. Yeah, that's definitely not a P-Head.
Now, Steve Shutt, the
SID here does a great job. It says, according to the records, they are 1-61 all time against the AP top 10. But that win, led by P-Head, the highest ranked opponent they've ever defeated was 13th ranked Auburn. And that was in 1979 here. And John Makovic was the coach. They had some great wins that year. They beat Georgia in Athens, was ranked number 12. They won at North Carolina, number 14. Jafar Armstrong, with the umpire Jim Heisen bandaged up. Tackled by Chuck Wade. It's been a big day for Jafar.
Just road graders on that right side of the offensive line. Some fatigue showing on this Wake Forest defense.
Now Book running and has a long way to go before he encounters a Demon Deacon. First and goal at the 3-yard line. Esang Bassey to tackle. Wake Forest wanted to wear out Notre Dame with its tempo, but it looks like the Irish are doing that now to the Demon Deacon defense. Armstrong stopped just shy of the goal line. He's looking for a 100-yard game, which would be the first of his career. He's at 97, and he's averaging 14 yards per carry. And he's into the end zone this time with another Notre Dame touchdown.
Again, just inside zone run, lowers the head, lowers the pad level, and just plows forward. Just needs to get the ball across the plane. There it is right there. Another great look by the progressive pylon cam. Coming into the ball game, I did not think Notre Dame had looked like an 8th-ranked team in the country through their first 3 games. The change at quarterback, the change offensively, they're looking more and more like that's where they belong.
Tile. It's unstoppable. It can go on the floor, the walls, into nooks and crannies. It can go everywhere. The Home Depot has Tile's latest trends and textures, from classic to unexpected, all at an unexpectedly low price. Tile. See where it can take you. Get slip-resistant tile from LifeProof, starting at $1.99 a square foot. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Wake. Forest. Wake. Forest. Wake. Forest.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN from BB&T Field, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Cloud cover appreciated by the fans here, including the Notre Dame women's soccer team. They're in town. They'll take on Wake Forest tomorrow. Jonathan Dorr to kick off. Line drive kick. No chance for a return. Here's Holly.
Well, guys, obviously this community, the Carolinas, were heavily impacted by Hurricane Florence last week, and Wake Forest was right in the middle of all of that. They were actually housing about 400 evacuees. In fact, they've got these really great great T-shirts right here. Carolina Strong. They're trying to raise money and awareness and help people who lost homes. There's about 25 kids on this football team. None of their families were greatly impacted, but they wanted to make sure that we let people know that they can go to redcross.org/ESPN and donate to help those victims of Hurricane Florence help rebuild and be Carolina Strong.
And our hearts go out to the many whose lives have been totally uprooted by Florence, especially in this part of the country. And there's an interception by Troy Pride. Injured and helped off the field earlier. Intercepts the pass. And Notre Dame back in business at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, this is a case where a cloud cornerback, or a cornerback who has rolled up, was reading the quarterback zone coverage and drifted underneath the deeper throw. When you are reading deep to short, you've got to make quicker decisions. That ball was late, thrown by Newman, and a really nice play by Troy Pride reading the quarterback.
His third career interception, his second of this season.
Notre Dame so far 55 offensive plays, 428 yards. That's an average of almost 8 yards a play.
And Buck doing just about anything he wants with this talented Notre Dame offense. Chase Claypool the catch, and they're near the 10-yard line again, out of bounds at the 12.
You have receivers that are big body guys like that. Throw that ball up there. Let them go make a play. That one was wide open, but still give those big bodies a chance.
Avery Davis spins to the 5-yard line.
Looks like there might have been a face mask at the end. Just starting to unravel for Wake Forest.
Face mask. Defense. Number 35. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
There it is right there. You can see it clearly. That's Cameron Glenn, number 2, maybe, that had a hold of it.
Well, they announced 35, Nate Mays. So first and goal for Notre Dame, just outside the 2 with 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Sigh of relief breathed by Irish fans concerned about the offense to start the year. Not now. Ian Book back in the end zone.
Second touchdown run for Brooks. Similar kind of play action, just a kind of a read option. Mom and Dad enjoying the action.
Rick and Kim. You might say they've turned the page to Ian Book. It's a new chapter, and it's being well reviewed.
All that and above, yeah, yes. All that.
You might not say that, too. And if you did say it, you might have regretted it.
Well, he has certainly breathed a spark of life into their passing game and their overall offense.
Justin Yoon adds the extra point. Now more than twice as many points as they had scored in any of the previous 3.
As impressive to me as his accuracy and quick release on the throw has been his decision making in both the running and passing game. He has made very few mistakes mentally in the ball game, reading the Wake Forest defense, recognizing and making good decisions throughout the day. Nice little congratulations from Brandon Wimbush, whose place he took.
You mentioned Notre Dame travels well. The stadium largely empty now. Last time, it's the first time that Notre Dame came here, the first meeting between these two teams ever was in 2011. The Irish won 24-17. It was a chilly day. There are 36,307 fans. The stadium record, about 5,000 over capacity. This is the smallest Power 5 stadium in the country. They thought they might beat that crowd today, but I think the heat chased a lot of people away.
You get dirty. You get clean. You're gold. Get clean and smell great with new Axe Gold Body Wash.
Our Week 3 Monday Night Football matchup has Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. They're in Tampa Bay to take on Mike Evans. How about Fitzmagic and the 2-0 Buccaneers? Who would have thought the Steelers heading into that game would be looking for their first win, and the Bucs trying to avoid their first loss? A lot of people thought Tampa Bay might be the worst team in the league this year. But Fitzpatrick, league-high passing yardage total. That's at 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. The Steelers team with a lot of issues, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and this guy is hot. I mean, he is living large right now.
And when Jameis Winston comes back, you can't ponder putting him in right now, can you?
I think you can.
Good catch along the far sideline by Scotty Washington near a first down. Holly?
Well, a developing story if you're a Notre Dame fan. Great concern right now. Drew Tranquill, their all-everything linebacker, has been taken off the field. He's in the injury tent being seen to by athletic trainers right now. Jordan Genmark Heath is in his place. I'll keep you updated.
All right, Holly. 3rd down and 1. Jamie Newman still the quarterback.
That is a little different body type at the quarterback. We've seen Hartman run the football and get rocked by this Notre Dame defense. That time, Jamie Newman delivered the blow. And that's Tranquill back out of the tent on the sideline, which is good to see for Notre Dame.
Christian Beal-Smith, the running back now. Coaches were hoping for an opportunity to get him more involved. Redshirt freshman from right here in Winston-Salem. They didn't want it to happen under these circumstances.
You know, when we talked to Clark Lee yesterday, the defensive coordinator, who was here in 2016, was also with Dave Clawson at Bowling Green in 2012. He said this game last year in South Bend kind of exposed some things about their defense that they weren't happy with. Mike Elko was the defensive coordinator then. Now he's at Texas A&M, and one of the things they really tried to change from that game was denying free access throws, much more press coverage.
Newman, the ball carrier.
Last year, in a cold, kind of rainy day up in South Bend, Wake Forest gained 587 yards against this defense, and so they went to work on changing some things structurally to be better. And a lot more tighter coverage all the way across the field.
We got some help from Bo Pelini, now the head coach at Youngstown State, formerly the head coach at Nebraska. He has a son on the Notre Dame team, so he's been to the campus in South Bend a few times. And Lee actually went to Youngstown to visit him. Bo's one of the great defensive minds in football. Coached in the NFL, made his name coaching defense in college as well. Phil Haynes slow to get up. Outstanding left guard, NFL prospect for Wake Forest. As they tend to him, here's Cassidy Hubbard back in the studio.
Thanks, Sean. How about Pitt visiting North Carolina? Nathan Elliott to Diami Brown. 19 yards scored. The Tar Heels right now up 38-28 in the 3rd. Back to you guys.
All right, Cassidy, thanks. Taking a look at Phil Haynes, another example of what we were talking about, the culture here. He was really more on college radar as a basketball recruit. Had some looks from Division I basketball teams. Didn't play much football in high school, but the Wake coaches saw him. Wasn't anywhere near the 310 pounds he is now. Thought they could make him into a lineman, and now as a 5th-year senior, they think he has a pro future.
Yeah, came here as a 240-pounder, very athletic, obviously basketball player. And before they lost Justin Herron, their left tackle, they felt their left tackle, left guard, and center were all top NFL prospects on this roster in differing orders depending on which scouts you talk to. The center, Ryan Anderson, I'll tell you about him in a second. He's not in right now.
Well, he's actually moved to left guard to take the place of Haynes. Zach Tom has taken his place. Beal-Smith belted out of bounds.
Ryan Anderson, this is his 34th career start. He was a right tackle originally. They moved him to center. He's at left guard right now. I didn't even know this. I was walking off the field, coming up back to the booth before the game, and a guy grabs me. It's Dick Anderson, my old offensive line coach at Penn State. He and his wife are here. That's their grandson, Ryan. They say they come to all the home games down here and are just having a great time.
Dick was the head coach at Rutgers as well. Jamie Newman showing some good rushing ability. Is that coach there?
That's him.
Bucket hat.
Bucket hat. Yep. His wife Kathy. He was really a good offensive line coach. Of course, we had a lot of great players. Didn't raise his voice very much. Very strict, down to business kind of guy.
And now Kendall Hinton taking his first snap at quarterback. He takes off. Coach just said he's dynamic, and they weren't lying. Touchdown, Wake Forest.
Well, we saw Newman with a couple nice runs showing his power. This is Hinton showing his elusiveness and his quick strike ability. Little counter, follows right in there behind the back. Beal Smith. And you can just see that shiftiness and the ability to make people miss in the open field. Nice to see that young man back in action for this Wake Forest offense.
Suspended for violation of team rules the first 3 games of the season. Talked to Dave Clausen. The extra point is up and good by Ski, but we talked to Coach Clausen yesterday about Hinton, the future. If something happens to Sam Hartman, or doesn't play well, might it be Hinton? And I liked what he said. You know, he said the culture here is important.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of earn the right to be the starting quarterback, and in some ways with the off-the-field issue, we don't know what it was. Hinton just lost that opportunity. So right now they're expecting him to find other ways to help the team. He just did.
And I think they can find other ways because of his, playmaking ability, whether it's at wide receiver in the return game or an occasional shot in the shotgun like a Wildcat quarterback like we just saw right there. But this is a team, I think, that has some weapons. They're pretty neutralized today between the physicality of this Notre Dame defensive front and their ability to just kind of make life difficult for Sam Hartman. It was a long day. Unlike last year, even though they were never really threatening in that game until the end last year, they did make a lot more big plays.
It was a redshirt junior from Durham, North Carolina. Started at least 1 game in each of the previous 3 years behind John Wolford, who was a 4-year starter, an excellent player. He got dropped off the practice squad at the last minute by the New York Jets. Very nearly made their practice squad. Michael Young decided not to bring it out. Let's take a look at today's player spotlight. It's brought to you by Discover Card, and a very bright spotlight on Ian Book today, and he has been thriving under it, a career high 273 passing yards.
Outstanding decision making, accurate with the ball. The ball gets out quick. He's only thrown the ball further than 20 yards down the field that I can remember, maybe 2 times, 3 times maybe.
Avery Davis scoots ahead for about 7, and we're into the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Brian Kelly felt we're leaving too many plays on the field. We've got playmakers on the perimeter. We've got playmakers at running back. We've got to get the ball distributed to those guys in positions where they can make plays more consistently, and we've seen that today.
Davis carries for a first down. This is an outburst. Brian wanted to spark the offense. He did with the quarterback change, and now it ties the most points scored by Notre Dame in the 9 years of Brian Kelly as head coach in a road game.
Well, and we mentioned doing it now with Stanford and Virginia Tech next. This was the right time to make the move.
ABC College Football presented by Walmart will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Coast for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's tailgating 101.
Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
I didn't believe it. Again.
Ooh, baby, do
to believe it. I'm not hearing the confidence. Okay, hold the name your price tool. Power of options based on your budget. And
Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
my angels.
Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
Do your thing. Be driven. Powerful. Be inspired. Be extraordinary. Turn off the highway and soar. Spread your wings. Mazda. Feel alive.
Here we go. Discover. I like your card, but I'm absolutely not paying an annual fee.
Discover has no annual fees.
Really? Yeah.
We just don't believe in them.
Oh, nice. You would not believe how long I've been rehearsing that.
No annual fee on any card, only from Discover.
Introducing Papa John's Italian Hero Pizza with a creamy Italian sauce plus 5 toppings and 4 cheeses. It's like an Italian hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com.
America's critics agree the fall's must-watch drama is A Million Little Things.
What do you say to the woman who just lost the love of her life?
It's emotional.
Maybe John's death is a wake-up call.
The heartache shares space with the humor.
Thanks for the ride. 5 stars.
You get 4.2 stars.
You want to come inside?
5 stars.
It's top-notch and smartly cast.
Friendship, it's a million little things.
A Million Little Things, a new drama, Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Backyard camping. This is some good team bonding. We don't need a football stadium to bond. Where's Lisa?
Definitely not watching football.
She's watching football.
Hey, guys.
Lisa, how are you watching football?
PlayStation View. I can watch live football on my devices, even my phone, without a PlayStation console.
We should camp more often. Nature is amazing.
When your TV service gets better, camping gets better.
PlayStation.
Alan Krzyzewski, Cheryl Burton, weeknights at 5.
We're on to the 4th quarter here in Winston-Salem. ABC College Football presented by Walmart. Notre Dame trailed very early. They have dominated since. They fell behind 3-0 the first quarter. First time they trailed all year, but that lasted a little over 2 minutes. Ian Book has been tremendous in his first start of the season.
Your Notre Dame offensive coordinator, Chip Long, playing Wake Forest has been good to you the last 2 years.
Kevin Austin, the catch.
Last year, Notre Dame gained 710 yards on 84 plays. That's an average of 8.5 yards per play. That was with Brandon Wimbush at quarterback. Today, there are 61 plays for nearing 500 yards.
Book, if that's completed, it'll be over 500. Austin the catch, and he is in bounds. Beat Luke Masterson, who just got active today. He's been out with an injury. It's a 29-yard gain.
They think Austin is going to really add, again, another layer of playmakers to this Notre Dame offense. This is a good-looking football team, physically. Offensive line, defensive line, skill guys.
That's why they wanted, we've said it a few times, that's why they wanted Book in there. They felt they had a lot of skilled position players who could make big plays, who weren't getting the chance because the ball wasn't coming to them consistently enough. And not just the accuracy of the pass, but the decision-making to pick out the right guy and get it to him on time.
That was not a strength of Brandon Wimbush's. His strength was as a runner. He could create. He was, I would say he's the best running back they had on their football team, but he was playing the quarterback position.
Brian Kelly said that too. They do take their best runners, although nothing wrong with Jafar Armstrong and Tony Jones, we've seen today, and Avery Davis. I guess the question I have now, would you put Wimbush in the game? Was that almost like a slap in the face?
Well, yeah, you want to respect the guy as much as possible. You also don't want to get this guy hurt.
Avery Davis got stood up, but got the first down. Ran into DJ Taylor. Holly.
Well, guys, I've come up into the stands to talk to Ian Book's parents, and the mom scattered away like she's like, no way, I don't want any part of this. They did not want to talk on camera, but Dad told me that Ian did know early this week that he would get this start, so he's had some time to compose himself and kind of be mentally ready for this opportunity.
Well, coaches talk about his poise. I think the comparison to McSorley, Trace McSorley, outstanding Penn State quarterback that Brian Kelly made last night, is good. He said he's McSorley. Yeah. And he's similar height, similar arm strength, similar athleticism, leadership skills, energy level. Yeah. They are a lot alike.
Distributes the football. That, you know, I really, his decisiveness, his calm, and his accuracy, whether he's on the move or whether he's out of the pocket. You know, I love watching Trace McSorley. I think he's the most exciting quarterback in college football.
Chris Fant got blasted several times and just kept going. Kind of greatness that John Anderson used to describe on the great show Wipeout. You just hit the obstacles and stay on your feet. Get to talk to Jill Wagner at the end of it.
Well, Fink is one of those overachieving guys. Came as a walk-on, earned a scholarship.
Book.
Well, we've done this 3 times.
Well, too bad the parents don't want to talk because there's a lot to talk about. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game.
It won't always be this easy for Ian Book if he remains the quarterback at Notre Dame, but what a great way for him to start and to kind of get his feet wet and trying to move this football team forward.
Good first check.
Yes. Great first check.
Requires no editing. Here's Justin Hughes. Well, you know, it's 55-20. Didn't expect to throw Wipeout in there, but you do what you can. Hughes another extra point. He's getting closer to being Notre Dame's all-time leading scorer. What a day for Ian Book.
Who would have guessed? An energy company helping cars emit less. Making cars lighter. It's a good place to start. Advanced oils for those hard-working parts. Fuels that go further so drivers pump less. Improving efficiency is what we do best. Energy lives here.
As an allergy sufferer, you're wired differently. Nasacort is different too. Unlike antihistamines, it targets more of the allergic inflammation that causes your congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms for 24-hour relief. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
Hey, Peyton.
Hey, Brad. It's Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I know, Peyton. I can see you.
Is that a tour bus? You know it. We're going on the road, man. We're going to get some inspiration. Your next nationwide song is not going to write itself.
Are you outside?
Of course I am. Already got some ideas, too. We got to get the band back together.
We weren't a band, Peyton.
I'm pretty sure we were. Okay, great talk. Band is back together.
Ready to do this?
Yes.
Guess what, Brittany? Turn right here.
During the Jeep Adventure Days event,
check this out.
Discover deals as legendary as Jeep SUV's 4x4 capability.
That's so cool.
And the confidence to go.
There's really only one way up.
Where you've never gone before. It's more than just a test drive.
Look at that view.
It's your first adventure. Start it off with a great deal at the Jeep Adventure Days event.
Marcus Allen, Raiders, Rookie of the Year, 1982.
Correct.
John Nolan, LAPD Rookie this year. Back in the day, I was told I had quite an arm.
Ooh. Oh, yeah?
Ready?
Oh!
Back in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Notre Dame, number 8 in the country, has scored 28 points in each half. That's more than they had scored in any of the first 3 games of the season. Michigan, Ball State, or Vanderbilt. Jonathan Doerr's kickoff returnable for Christian Beal Smith. And he's down at the 22. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. One of the playmakers they wanted to greater utilize with Book at the helm is Jafar Armstrong. What a day he's had. A career high 98 rushing yards and a couple of scores.
Kind of a shifty guy, can make people miss, was a receiver originally. There's the first touchdown pass that Ian Book had. But they've spread that football around. Ian Book 25 of 34, over 300 yards passing. Couldn't ask for a better start.
325 passing, 43 running. He's thrown 2 and run for 3. So if Notre Dame fans were fretting that maybe they'd lose the quarterback run threat down by the goal line, I think they can stop worrying about that. Christian Beal Smith, the ball carrier.
He's a good enough runner that they still have a quarterback run threat in the red zone, but he has the ability to kind of read and go through progressions in their passing game down in that part of the field that maybe the other guy did not.
Jamie Newman continues at quarterback. And Jake Benzinger on the left side of that offensive line leading the way. We talk about the difference between a place like Notre Dame. You look at their roster, it's 4-star recruits, 5-star recruits. They come from all over the country. Everybody wanted them. It's different here at Wake Forest. And Dave Clawson told us a story about how they wound up with Jake Benzinger, who's, as we said, becoming a pro prospect. He's from Williamstown, Mass, up in the northwest corner of beautiful Commonwealth of Massachusetts, helping lead the way for Christian Beal Smith. And Dave Clawson played at Williams College, which is in that town. His coach was the legendary Dick Farley, who's in the College Football Hall of Fame and who's here today. Farley's remained a mentor to Coach Clawson. Dick Farley called Dave Clawson and said, hey, we have a kid in town. I'm friendly with the family. His name's Jake Benzinger. Really good student. Decent football player. Might be a D3 player, maybe an Ivy League player. Can we send him down to your camp? Could you give us an evaluation what you think his potential is? Dave Clawson called him back after they saw Jake and said he could play here in the ACC. He was nowhere near 295 pounds, but that's what they do. They look at athletic potential and they coach him up. And this young man, probably on his way to Harvard. Now he might be on his way to the NFL.
That's right. He was the starting right tackle last year, and then he moved to left tackle when they lost Justin Herron. He's over at right tackle again right now as they're working in Javionte Nash at left tackle right now. A very versatile guy, and NFL guys like that too.
Kendall Hinton.
You can see the flash that Hinton has. I mean, you think about in another couple weeks, him along with Dortch, what those two guys can do as slot receivers. Scotty Washington is just kind of coming back after a couple injuries, a shoulder injury in the summer, then he had a back injury early in the BC game. But you know, he's a big time guy. I think if they get those guys all in the swing together, this offense is going to have some more explosiveness.
Well, they have good quarterbacks. Hartman solid. Newman taking advantage of this opportunity, and Hinton if they need him down the road. Holly?
Well, I just went and checked on Sam Hartman. He came back out of the locker room, but he is walking gingerly, like barely stiffly walking on the sidelines. The tights are off. He looks like he's done for the day. Scrapes up and down his arms. This kid has been through a lot today. Don't think these are lingering injuries, but he's definitely banged up over here.
That was a rough day for him. I mean, he got knocked around a little bit last Thursday by BC, but not as much as today. And I'm impressed with this defensive front of Notre Dame. I watched him control the game against Michigan in that opener. Wasn't sure if that was just the Michigan offensive line wasn't very good or weren't ready to play, or if it really was that this defensive front was that stout, but they're solid and they're deep. I mean, they rotate a lot of guys in there. Tillery is kind of the anchor on the inside, and then Kareem and Okwara and Hayes as edge rushers are really good-looking players.
I think the entire defense is glad that the Wake Forest pace is noticeably slowed down here in the second half as Notre Dame pulled away. I think that missed field goal at the end of the half looked like it took some air out of Wake Forest. I'm just surprised, though. We saw Pittsburgh in a close game a couple of weeks ago against Penn State. I think it was a one-score game. Pitt was as flat as you can be in the second half, right from the locker room. And Wake Forest, too. It was a two-score game. They got the opening possession of the third quarter. It was a dud. And it's almost like they didn't believe that they could come back.
Well, we talked during the break how important that first possession of the third quarter was going to be. You know, at that point, the game was still within reach. And you're right, it was a dud. They kicked it to Notre Dame. Notre Dame promptly went down and scored again. And I think at that point, Wake Forest realized that the game was out of reach for them.
This was a team with high hopes coming in. Wake Forest won 8 games last year. Beat Texas A&M in a shootout at the Belt Bowl down the road in Charlotte. Had some excellent wins last year. Beat Louisville on their way to the bowl championship. They're trying to win 7 games or more for the 3rd straight year. That's only happened one time. 3 straight seasons of 7 wins in the history of the school. That great run they had under Jim Grobe, 2006 through 08, when they won 11, 9, and 8.
A lot of tired big bodies out there on that field right now.
When you retire, will you act or feel different? Or will you just be you, without the constraints of a full-time job? You can grow your retirement savings with Pacific Life and create the future that's most meaningful to you. Which means you can retire without retiring from life. Having the flexibility to retire on your terms, that's the power of Pacific. Ask your financial professional about Pacific Life today.
People rely on you to fix the leak. Prep the food. Keep it cool. And please your customers. No matter what people count on you to do, you can rely on the Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City to help you do it better than anyone else.
Now, competitive commercial van owners or lessees are eligible for these incentives on Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City.
If you're craving roast beef, go to the roast beef place. If you're craving a Reuben, brisket, loaded Italian,
Ignore your instincts and go to the roast beef place.
Arby's, we have the meat.
for sandwiches.
We knew Angie's List had reviews of home pros.
But so do lots of websites.
I didn't want to pay.
Then I found out it's free. Wait, it's free?
Free to check ratings, read reviews.
And they'll even match your project with a few qualified pros for the job. Go to angieslist.com today.
College football on ABC is presented by Walmart. Discover more ways to shop at Walmart today. And in part by Pacific Life, experience the power of Pacific.
Ian Book, his second career start, first of this season. The reason why Brian Kelly's won a lot of games. He knows what he's doing. 56-20 Notre Dame. Wake Forest on the move here more than midway through the fourth quarter. Sean McDonough atop Blackledge and Holly Rowe in Winston-Salem.
Well, we've seen what the other quarterbacks besides Sam Hartman, or behind Sam Hartman now, what they bring to this Wake Forest offense. Jamie Newman is a big kid, 6'4", 230 pounds, runs with power. And we've seen Kendall Hinton, when he lines up at quarterback, he's got the make you miss ability.
think they want to tackle this quarterback, Newman. He's rushed for 58 yards, over 8 yards per carry. He gave it to Christian Beal-Smith.
Who would have imagined that this would be the game? I'm sure Brian Kelly didn't anticipate, but he's thankful that this would be the day that he could get some of his defensive players some rest. They played Ball State. They would have figured that game at home early in the year would have been their game where they could have got a big lead. Their defensive players, including their 2 starting linebackers, played every snap, 97 snaps in that ball game.
Beal-Smith. There's a young player they wanted to see more from, Bo Bauer, who had not played a single snap on defense prior to today. He doesn't know what it's like to lose. His team, Cathedral Prep in Pennsylvania, won the last 28 games that he played there, and now he's going to be 4-0 in college football.
Well, he's one of those guys who right now is really good against the run. The passing game in college football a little bit ahead of where he is, but he's going to get better and better the more reps he gets.
Here's Newman. Touchdown. Jamie Newman, redshirt sophomore from Graham, North Carolina, with a 15-yard touchdown run.
Kind of a counter trap. Watch him just follow the lead back. He's very patient on this play. He's going to get right in the hip pocket of Beal-Smith and kind of follow him to the end zone. Beal-Smith didn't block anybody, but he still got in people's way, and that big quarterback got right behind him and took it in for the easy touchdown.
First rushing touchdown of his career. So a very brief action as a redshirt freshman behind John Wolford a year ago. 4:53 to go.
My Pacifica hybrid minivan is so quiet, I could finally hear myself think. Where could I go with a 566-mile driving range? Why aren't shorts half the price of pants? Can vegetarians still eat animal crackers? Another Pacifica. Safe choice, my friend.
That's Catherine Hahn on a Pacifica hybrid. I bet she's all super green and healthy.
Best burger ever.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Who's this guy?
I'm Aaron's agent.
You're not his agent. Gabriel is his agent.
He's my State Farm agent. We just combined his home and auto insurance.
Well, I was not expecting to get an arch rival today, but here we are.
Looking good.
At Booking.com, we can't guarantee you'll be good at that water jet thingy, but we can guarantee the best price on this hotel or any accommodation from homes to yurts. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
One Eckrich smoked sausage left.
This is really good.
Eckrich, Saturday done right.
I love you. I can't stop thinking about you. This feels so real.
Sappy for maple? Then you'll love Dunkin's Belgian waffle sandwich and our other mapley and pumpkin-y flavors.
I can't wait to see you.
Excuse me. I'm getting yelled at.
The Goldbergs take on 16 Candles. Season premiere Wednesday on ABC.
Well, if you're not watching tonight at 8 on ABC, it's not our fault. We've given you several reminders now. It's Stanford and it's Oregon, both in the top 20. Stanford's hammered them the last couple of years, but it looks like a Oregon team on the way back up very quickly with a Heisman Trophy candidate of its own.
Yeah, Justin Herbert is outstanding. When he's been healthy, Oregon has been really good. I think the Ducks are going to get that one done. Even though I think Stanford is probably the best team in the country at knowing what their identity is and playing to it. I think that place is going to be loud. I think it's a big night for the Ducks.
Time. It shouldn't be measured by clocks. It should be measured by how long Steak and Lobster is back at Outback. Backed by popular demand, Steak and Lobster starting at $15.99. And time is limited. So hurry in today. Outback Steakhouse. Aussie rules.
A new quarterback for Notre Dame. It's Phil Jurkovec, who handed it off on his first snap of the season. We certainly did not expect to be talking about the freshman from Pittsburgh, and I'm pretty sure Phil probably didn't expect to be out there today either.
But I think it's exactly what you suggested earlier in the game. Brian Kelly has so much respect for Brandon Wimbush, and the idea of putting him in the game after demoting him this week, putting him in the game in a blowout situation would not show the kind of respect to Brandon Wimbush that he wants to show. And again, I think he's got to be thinking, hey, I'm going to need number 7 down the road here. His presence, his leadership, how he is in the locker room. So I want to treat him with as much respect as I possibly can. And I think this is a good move.
Jameer Smith, the ball carrier, who's well down the depth chart. Jurkovec trying to throw a bomb.
Yeah, he wants pass interference, but I think it's a good no call. First of all, it's 56-27. Second of all, they just got their legs tangled up. That was Amari Henderson, 4-on-4, working against Kevin Austin, freshman receiver out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Under 4 minutes to go. Jurkovec trying to show off his wheels. Out of bounds. And then the late dive raises a smile for Ian Book. His final numbers will be 25 out of 34 passing for 325 and 2 touchdowns. 10 rushes for 43 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Storybook. Right?
Thank you. I think you're going to leave all the book puns to me. I'm glad I'm not alone. That pass from Jurkovec intended for Brock Wright. Jurkovec, a true freshman in the Pittsburgh area, Pine Richland High School. Tyler Newsome the punt. Sage Surratt back for it. That's brother Chaz, quarterback at North Carolina. That wasn't Newsome's best. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Wow, the new iPhone really exceeds all expectations.
Yep. And by getting the iPhone with our unlimited plan, you can get the best in entertainment.
TV and movies.
Yep.
Music.
If you want.
That video of you at the office party.
The one where I made out with Santa?
Yes.
Hey, you're supposed to delete that.
Oh, no. Technically, that is also the best in entertainment.
He ghosted me. I'm in the North Pole. Yeah, right.
Upgrade your upgrade. Get the new AT&T Unlimited plan on the amazing new iPhone. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that?
A lot of reasons. A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
Maybe I should switch.
More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. During Ram Power Days, get an average $10,433 in total values on select all-new 2019 Ram 1500 models in dealer stock.
Your spirit is unbreakable. Your phone, not so much. Purchase Protection can help you replace small things that get damaged along the way. Another way we have your back. The powerful backing of American Express. Don't live life without it.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ron, we can't.
But Julia.
All rivals.
I can love you and still hate your overrated school.
We have two different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it, but we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Yes! In your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Ryan Gosling is First Man.
We've chosen a job so difficult, we're gonna have to start from scratch.
The challenge is to stabilize the machine before you pass out.
Let's go again. We need to fail down here so we don't fail up there.
Do you question whether the program's worth the cost in money and in lives?
We have serious problems. Turn the manual.
First Man, rated PG-13.
Pain wants to stop you. Block you. Like that's gonna happen. Icy hot. Icy to dull, hot to relax. Rise from pain. Icy hot.
Well, it's photo time on the Notre Dame sideline.
Wow.
Alize Mack took the camera, borrowed it. Now he's posing for the picture along with Book.
Yeah, I'd stand next to that quarterback too if I was Mack. He looked at him a lot.
DeAndre Delaney, the ball carrier, redshirt sophomore from Morristown, Tennessee. So the longest all-time losing streak against AP top 10 teams is going to be extended to 59 games. Still the win for P-Head for Wake Forest against Tennessee in 1946. TCU lost 52 straight to top 10 teams from 61 to 2005. If you're curious, the next longest active streak without a win over a top 10 team in the AP, Temple, has dropped 39 in a row. They've had chances, a lot of chances.
Yeah.
Florida State teams highly ranked. Clemson, Virginia came here a few years ago, ranked #1 in the country. DeAndre Delaney stifled at the 35-yard line. Jason Ademiola is in there. His twin brother Justin, fellow freshman from Jackson, New Jersey, both dressed here. Matter of fact, they're on the field side by side there on the right end of the Notre Dame line. Twin brothers, 19 and 57.
You know, Sean, I think I really think it's important, you know, as we get near the end of September, and of course a big game against Stanford next week for Notre Dame. But if they're able to win that game, this is a team that deserves to be in the college football playoff conversation. You know, we all talk about Alabama and Clemson and Georgia and Ohio State, the way they've looked, and Oklahoma, but this is a team, I think, if they stay healthy and if their quarterback continues to develop, well, they can win every game.
Yeah, they can. And that's why Brian Kelly made the move at quarterback. He said, I think we have a defense good enough to win it. I think we have an offense, too, but we need to make more plays. We need to get the ball to the playmakers more consistently, more on time. Certainly the schedule is manageable.
I mean, you know, you would look at that and normally say, okay, this is a tough game and this is a tough game, but those two teams are not playing at the caliber that they're used to playing. Stanford coming up next week may be the most difficult test on that schedule right now.
And that's in South Bend. They do go to Virginia Tech. But after that, well, the undefeated Syracuse Orange on that schedule at the end of the year. We'll see them next week, noon on ABC at Clemson, a team Syracuse beat last year. Dom Maggio's punt, a fair catch by Fink. Here's Holly.
Well, guys, you talked about it earlier that Wake does have some positive things happening here on campus. They have a brand new building going up that will be completed this spring. A couple of the players took me on a tour yesterday. It was their first time seeing inside the building, and they're going to have a 10,000 square foot weight room. That weight room goes right into their indoor practice facility. They'll have sports nutrition, tutors, athletic training, everything on site. They share the facility with basketball and Olympic sports. So gorgeous new campus facility coming for Wake Forest this spring.
Well, it's a beautiful campus, a beautiful place, and that will just enhance everything. You know, all the schools now getting into the nutrition in a much larger way. I just also found out today that Wake Forest has hired a sports psychologist for the first time. That they have a staff person handling that.
Might need that person today.
Maybe.
Yep. Terrific athletic history here. We thank Phil Haynes and Cade Carney for the tour for Holly yesterday. She was working hard while Todd played golf. Great golf tradition here at Wake Forest. Great player. Arnold Palmer, of course, the king. Curtis Strange and Lanny Watkins and Billy Andrade and the Hosses. Many more. And Brian Kelly, the most points scored in a road game in his 9 years as head coach. A couple of guys with roots back to Massachusetts. Kelly, a graduate of Assumption College and Clawson Williams College. A lot of respect between those two excellent coaches. 56-27 the final. What a day for Ian Book. He is the story of this early college football Saturday. Clemson versus Georgia Tech still to come after these messages.
Sean has a uniquely gifted mind. He faces challenges most of us could never imagine. But mostly he gives people hope.
The Good Doctor premieres Monday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
It is hard to find your footing, so you need people that you're close to help guide you.
I think about how important it was for me to have the role models that I've had.
Look at that. I wasn't able to get there alone. He essentially plucked me out of obscurity.
He's the one who said, hey man, this is your life. This is what you need to do.
Nobody can do it alone. The more help you can get along the way, the faster you can achieve your goals.
I'm in it to fly.
To help people achieve their dreams.
To speak for those who cannot.
Whatever you're in it for, we're in it together. Watch Judy Sue and Rob Elgas on Eyewitness News at 4.
Skyscrapers piercing the landscape here in Atlanta, the jewel of the South, and home to one of the great traditions and symbols in college football. Welcome to College Football on ABC, presented by Walmart. Folks, you're watching the ACC on ABC. We've had Motorcycle Molly, Marathon Molly, and today Molly hitching a ride with history.
Here we go on the Ramblin' Wreck. Georgia Tech has one of the oldest traditions in college football. Is this very car, the Ramblin' Wreck, has paraded through campus for every single home game and has led the team out onto the field at Bobby Dodd Stadium for every single game at home since 1961. Now, you can see this crazy atmosphere around me. It's absolutely incredible, and that's the big reason why Georgia Tech is historically so good here at home. I mean, Georgia Tech has won 5 of their last 6 games against Clemson here at Georgia Tech, and their head coach Paul Johnson told me they're seeing this game as an opportunity, saying all the pressure is on Clemson. We're just excited for this game. We're out there to have fun, and we're not afraid of Clemson. We don't fear them. So the Yellow Jackets looking to sting the Tigers early, and they're hoping not to become a part of the wreckage. Here we go.
Molly, that Ramblin' Wreck is going to need new oil filter and a full tank of gas to take on one of the top teams in the Clemson Tigers today. It's Clemson against Georgia Tech, coming right up on the other side of this.